You get a better sense.
Yesterday's price ain't today's price. Though.
Exactly.
You wouldn't call him?
Of course.
Cowboys can't now.
But
you got Rashawn Gary now.
Yeah, but we can't call him anyway, though. Because our doctor was one of the people that looked at his knee. So that would look really weird.
That would look really weird.
But it was the independent doctors that looked at him, too.
Yeah, but like to have our guy, Dr. Cooper, in there and him being one of the premier doctors in the league, apparently, and for him to say no, then you turn around and be like, all right, I don't know. I think that might look a little suspicious, but I'm okay with it if it got us Max Crosby.
It's just what is real and what is not, right?
Yeah, were there.
How many independent doctors were there?
Yeah, was Dr. Was Dr. Vinny Boombox?
No, as you're using again the Rodney Dangerfield fake doctor name, Dr. Vinny Boombots, right?
I'm all right now, but last week I was.
Or people think it's like those doctors didn't exist. It's cold feet. There was a podiatrist and a thermometer, and it was cold. The MD's Ravens MD is named Webb. That's interesting.
Webb.
You know what I mean?
You know what doctor it was though?
What?
Well, old Dr. Jones with my rubber glove is going to make sure every one of you are safe.
Look at you. That's why I'm like, he's going to be in June. He's going to be healthier than he was now.
I don't know, man.
And the Cowboys doctor clearly looked at him enough for them to go, how about a 1 and a 3, or how about a 1 and Odigizua? Yeah. And then how about just a 1 and a 2?
What about Crosby for A.J. Brown straight up?
Oh, my God. Why would A.J. Brown say yes to that?
Yeah, that don't make sense.
Mendoza, Brock Bowers, Ashton Genty.
Come on.
Vegas, baby.
Revamped offensive line. Tom Brady's there.
Oh, there's reasons to want to play for the Raiders.
Be a part of something new.
State sales tax is considerably low.
I don't know.
Pennsylvania's not that high.
I don't know. He wants to win.
But that's a Howie move, isn't it?
Sure. I'm sure he's looked at the knee, too. Unless Crosby is a Raider for life. And that's the end of that.
Well, he is marked for life.
Let's go.
So is Jay Felly.
Yeah.
Let's go to the weekend. Hey, everybody, it's the weekend.
Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen for Pella Windows and Doors. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Pella Windows and Doors always has the winning game plan. They're not just window and door experts. They're experts at taking care of you and your home. At Pella, they find the products that meet your needs and their experts install them. They do it every day, and that's why your neighbors trust them. Discover why Pella is a trusted choice for homeowners everywhere. Visit Pella.com/Eisen today. That's Pella.com/Eisen.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
This is a Pirate Radio Sports Break. I'm Shirley Rhodes. The NCAA tournament continued last night. Arizona took on Arkansas. This is what it sounded like.
Heat spins and misses. Tobe Waka. Oh, Tobe Waka with a facial.
Arizona wins it 109-88. Then it was Purdue and Texas.
Smith working against Weaver. Dribbles right. Puts up a runner right of the lane. Banks it off. Tip by Kaufman. Red is good. 0.7 to go.
Purdue survives and advances 79-77. Then it was Illinois taking on Houston.
It's Stojakovic. Shot clock is down to 2. He'll plunge into the paint with a spinning shot. Oh, man.
The Illini defeat the Cougars 65-55. And then it was Iowa and Nebraska.
Sturge for the lead. Oh, wow. It's the first by the Hawkeyes.
And the Hawkeyes win it 77-71. This has been a Pirate Radio Sports Break. I'm Shirley Rhodes.
Ready to play, Greenville? The Repair Shop Game Room at Fifth Street Hardware is bringing the fun for all ages. Pool tables, skee ball, big screens, and ice cold drafts all in one spot. Keep the week going with Singo Tuesdays at 7, Trivia Wednesdays at 7, Outlaw Open Mic on Thursdays 7 to 9, and live music every Friday and Saturday 8 to 11. Plus, Yappy Hours Thursday through Saturday 4 to 7, 25% off appetizers, and Sundays, kids 12 and under eat free with the purchase of an adult entree. Fish Street Hardware, eat, drink, play.
Eastern North Carolina's newest concert destination is here. It's Carolina Crossroads Amphitheater, a brand new state-of-the-art outdoor amphitheater with room for 30,000 fans. Reserve your seat or grab a spot on the lawn and enjoy food trucks, vendors, cold beer, and cocktails all night long. It's just a short drive away right off I-95 in Roanoke Rapids. Carolina Crossroads Amphitheater, showcasing world-class entertainment and delivering exceptional experiences for every guest. Visit CarolinaCrossroadsAmp.com for more information. The 9th annual NC Pirate Classic is back. Coming Saturday, April 4th. Presented by Whitetail Properties Real Estate. Youth hunters from all over the state are headed east, and the top scoring birds will win great prizes. Weigh-in will be held at Davenport Farms on Highway 264 in Greenville. Brought to you by Sam Jones Barbecue, the Dixie Deer Classic, Grady White Boats, Greenville Marine and Outdoor Shop, Mountain Dew, Country Mart, Moultrie Cameras, Carolina Ice, Simply Natural Creamery, Fox Brothers Construction, BAM Pest Control, Doug Henry of Farmville, American Threads, Corey Kennedy State Farm, and the Robinson Law Firm. Registration is now open for all youth turkey hunters at ncpirateclassic.com. We'll see you there.
Need to sell your house fast without fixing or even cleaning it? Call the Turner Home Team.
Hey, this is proud ECU alumni Justin Turner with the Turner Home Team. We buy houses as is in any condition for cash, and we can close in just days. As a real estate investor and licensed agent, my team and I can give you options when you need to sell. Sell fast or sell for top dollar. You choose what's best.
Call Turner Home Team or visit theturnerhometeam.com. They'll make a no obligation cash offer for your home today.
Turner Home Team. Pirates supporting pirates.
If you missed Pirate Radio Live, you missed
one of the best to throw it on the mound in ECU baseball history. He is Corey Scott. Let's talk about what you saw from the new starters, Van Kempen and Weber, before they went out with injury.
I'll tell you, very impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at the stats, Van Kempen's leading the team in ERA. You know, he's a Saturday starter for a reason.
Yeah, and then Weber to do what he was doing as a freshman was impressive.
Very impressive. There's not very many schools in the country right now that have freshmen that are playing and starting and contributing, and East Carolina does.
Pirate Radio Live, weekdays from 3 to 6, exclusively on Pirate Radio, Pirate Radio TV on YouTube, and on the Pirate Radio app. This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 at 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington.
Can you be quiet, please? Thank you.
Welcome to Pirate Radio Live.
Clip. Hey, man, good to see you, brother.
We got Jarrett here. Hey, Jarrett.
Hey.
And we got left side. Strong side.
Y'all are intimidating guys. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are famous. Y'all are celebrity type guys, and that's intimidating.
Gun. First down, ECU. Spinning free. Still on his feet. Marlon Gunn Jr. He's gone. How about them Pirates, baby?
You already know, my guy.
Pirate pride, baby. Pirate pride.
From the Pirate Radio studios in the heart of the Pirate Nation, here is your host, Clip Brock.
All right, welcome in another day without Clip Brock. He'll be back on Monday. I'm Jarrett Watkins, filling in on Pirate Radio Live. Got a jam-packed loaded show for you today. You're not going to want to miss it. We got Luke Schwartz from WCTI 12 talking a little ECU baseball, ECU spring football, some high school action going on, and much more topics, including the NCAA tournament. Also coming up, we got Tony Dunn going to talk a little NFL. It's the dead period, but it never sleeps. We got free agency recap for the Panthers. Take a look ahead at the draft. My Raiders got the #1 pick. It will be Fernando Mendoza, and we'll discuss that and much more. Also, Dan Nerdahl of Alamo Audible, host of Round the Bird Bath Baseball podcast, joined the show today.
We're going to talk UTSA, ECU in the series. First pitch is at 7 o'clock. A late start today for the Pirates. Also on the show, we got Danny Beal. Talk to him about ECU, UTSA, and the upcoming matchup between my Hornets and his Celtics. This Sunday in Charlotte, he'll be in attendance, and I'll be at a bar watching that game. Also on the show, we have Ellerby one-on-one with big guy Matt Maloney. Talk about his time here at ECU, his recent retirement, and some good stories of the voice, Jeff Charles. You're not going to want to miss it. It's going to be a fun one. We are live. Pirate Radio TV on YouTube. 92.7 FM in Greenville, 104.1 in Washington, 930, 1250 AM, PR927FM.com, the Pirate Radio app sponsored by Carolina Caliber, and much more. Plenty of ways to listen to us on this beautiful Friday afternoon. We'll take you into the weekend talking baseball, football, basketball, the whole shebang as I watch ESPN2, Sports Center, Brandon Miller, Cash at 3, Hornets, topple the Knicks. Good game last night. Saw a lot of stuff from that one, and we'll talk about it more as the show goes on. We'll have intern Zach come in here. We'll talk Sweet 16 from last night, some big-time matchups. You can hear tonight's matchups right here on Pirate Radio. Coming up, when does coverage start, Shirley? 6. Coverage starts at 6. First game, Duke, St. John's, tips off 7:10 p.m. Good slate tonight. Alabama, Michigan, that's going to be a high-scoring affair. Also, there's some other games. There are some other. I don't really care about Duke and St. John's. I said this earlier. Michigan State, UConn. We are still in the month of March, so Tom Izzo will win tonight. Tom Izzo will win Sunday. But when we get to the Final Four, it is no longer the month of March. Tom Izzo will lose in the Final Four. Don't know who to, but it'll be a good one either way. Also, Tennessee, Iowa State, 10:10 p.m. I mentioned ECU on the road, first conference series on the road to start the year. Against UTSA, a team without their Friday night ace. We also are dealing with some pitching injuries. Gavin Van Kempen, don't know a status on him. Colby Weber, don't know a status on him. Tried to get a status update on those two guys on Tuesday, but this is what it sounded like. Nope. Okay, no update. So they probably will not play tonight or tomorrow or Sunday. But we will probably see Ryan Towers, Brett, and Tolik. That's just an assumption. That's just a guess. They were brought in last year to be weekend starters, so I'm going to just assume that they will be this weekend starters. Sean Jenkins, Joe Webb coming out of the pen. We'll really see the depth of this bullpen with two starters down. The offense, hopefully we can see them get going. It's been a very up and down season for this offense so far. I mean, just take a look at last week. 18 runs on Saturday, 4 on Sunday. So we'll take a look at, let's see. We'll take a look at the chat game. Jamie says, hey now.
Hey now.
The Big Ten is taking over football and in progress of taking over basketball. Got Iowa, Illinois coming up tomorrow. Pirate Mitch says, J-Bone, next time you get a chance to ask a question after a loss like the other night, ask this. Coach, you've made it clear Jenkins is the closer. Why did we not use our closer tonight?
Nope.
I think that was going to be a question asked by one of the 3 media members there. I did not want to ask it, but yeah. Chad Pike liked, got your update. Yep, that is the update. Nope. Hit it again.
Nope.
Awaiting a lineup. We probably won't get that till closer to 7 o'clock. Hopefully we get it before we go off the air here. But I do want to bring in intern Zach, and we'll just kind of guess the lineup. We'll take a look at Tuesdays and see where there could potentially be some changes. 5 straight wins by 10-plus points. 2 this season by the Hornets. 5 prior to that in our entire existence. That's insane. We bring on intern Zach.
Hey, Zach.
Wrong Zach.
How you doing, J-Von?
That is probably the worst Zach Kaplan impression I've ever heard.
I'm not good at it.
Yeah, Zach, just real quick.
The evolution of it. Like, at first, it was a caricature of Zach, and now, like, he has become the caricature of himself.
Yeah. He leans into it, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
by accident.
He had a silly conversation with Jay Glazer on Monday, and it got a cackle out of Jay Glazer. We were dying laughing about it.
I think he was astonished by it.
And Chandler told me that Kaplan told Chandler that, well, I did that because next time I see him, he's going to remember me. I'm like, it's not always the best to be memorable.
Yeah.
You know, you don't always want to be remembered, especially for stuff like that.
Done and dusted.
Done and dusted. Done and dusted. Let's see. Let's take a look at Tuesday's lineup. Braden Burris, top of the order. He will stay probably at the top of the order. You think he stays in left field?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Grady Linehan, second in the lineup, center field. That seems like a guarantee he's going to stay at least in center field.
He's been bouncing around a lot in the lineup, but...
Jack Herring, third. I could see him slide down to fourth, maybe get back in right field.
With how well Davin's hitting, I could see Davin.
Well, I think if Jack moves back to right field, Davin will be the DH.
Yeah, and you think they'll switch spots?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Davin has ascended. He was fun to watch last year, the limited amount of times we got to see him, and has really just hit the ground running this year so far.
Absolutely. I love him.
Ice
One of my
Tray.
favorite players.
Ice Tray the Gang. One of the worst walk-up songs this year. Carlos Hakame, second base. That seems like one that could change.
Yeah, if Lashley's back. Which
do you think Lashley will be back?
I'd hope so.
He played a little bit. He played a little bit on Sunday.
He pitch hit Sunday and the very last at bat.
Yeah,
but then didn't play again Tuesday.
So we could see Matt Lashley today. Austin Irby, I have to imagine he's gonna move up the lineup, hitting sixth.
He's in a slump for himself right now. He's definitely not hitting his best.
Yeah, but we will see him at first. Kobe Wallace, I like him he's really gotten going as of late. Kind of a slow start to the season, but hopefully he can keep going and be consistent.
Yep.
Walker Barron, eighth. Yeah.
Hitting well. Okay.
Walker Barron has been a shining spot of this lineup. He's been playing very well. Had an 11-pitch at bat last Tuesday.
That's a quab.
And got hit twice in a row.
He knows how to get on base.
He walked. Everybody else was like 0 for 2, 2 for 2, 1 and 2. He was 0 for 0 in the fifth.
He was just out there, man. Out there having fun.
And Nick Parham, we talked about maybe Matt Lashley back in the lineup. Yeah. Nick Parham has been good defensively. He's been good at short. He hasn't been that great.
He had the one good hitting day Saturday, and Cliff was very proud of him.
Yeah,
rightfully so.
I mean, he's made some great plays. Yeah, at short. God, it's hot in here.
I was like, is it warm in here or just me?
It's that's just this place. When it's cold, it's cold. When it's hot, it's hot. Let's talk some basketball, man. Let's take a look at the Pirate Radio bracket. There's not a lot to talk about. It's a slow news day.
It is.
It's Friday.
I mean, they were
first
what
pitches until 7.
ESPN was. The news was Ty Simpson throws.
One of the top headlines on SportsCenter was Ty Simpson throws at his pro day on Wednesday.
Yeah, 2 days ago now.
Yeah. But let's take a look at the standings after last night. Houston is out. Texas is out. Thought they were going to get it done for Chuck. When the eyes of the Ranger are upon you, seems like Purdue was built for that. Iowa, they were down 6 with 58 seconds left.
Very little amount of time.
And Nebraska had 4 people on the court. Key inbound situation. Iowa upsets Nebraska. Illinois handles Houston. Wouldn't really call that an upset.
Yeah.
Illinois looks like one of the best teams going right now, but not the best team going right now. That is the Arizona Wildcats hammering Arkansas 109-98. With those results, nothing's changed at the top of the Pirate Radio Bracket Challenge. Clip Brock, Brody Alexander, Brandon Golden firmly 1, 2, and 3 respectively. Seems like Clip has this. He has Duke and Arizona in the final with Arizona winning. But there's some people creeping up behind him, like Brian Bailey, who jumped 2 spots. He has 91 available points. Brandon Manning jumps 4 spots. Jennings Hall drops 3. And then your boy. I climbed 5 spots.
Bang.
Because my final is St. John Purdue. I need that exact final and Purdue to win this thing. Otherwise, I'm screwed because I have Virginia in the Final Four. They are out. I have Houston in the Final Four. They are out. So I need St. John's to win tonight. I need them to win Sunday. I need them to win next week and then lose in the championship to Purdue. But, man, that Purdue-Texas game, do we have the game-winning tip-in with 0.7 seconds left to go? You could have heard it right here on Pirate Radio. You can hear the games tonight. Cover starts at 6. First tip, 7:10. Here is the game winner from Purdue.
Smith working against Weaver, dribbles right, puts up a runner right of the lane, banks it off, tip by Kaufman. Red is good! 0.7 to go!
Chuck Norris looking down from heaven, disappointed in the Texas Longhorns.
Yeah.
You have a 7-footer. I get he had 4 fouls, but it's the last second of the game.
Yeah.
It's the last possession.
So what if he fouls out?
Yeah, who cares? You got to get a rebound there.
Yeah.
And you have no bigs in the game. Purdue wins late in that one. God. Tonight.
Good game all around, though. Good game.
Tonight's matchup, St. John's Duke. St. John's is my dog of the day. I need them to win. Who do you got?
Duke.
You got Duke.
I don't know if they'll cover the 6.5 that's on there, but
yeah. Joe
crazy.
Fortenbaum of ESPN, he said take St. John's plus 6.5.
Yeah.
He's doing pretty well.
Absolutely.
Betting the tournament. Alabama, Michigan, like the over here.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't really care about the matchup itself.
Yeah, weird matchup, but Bama can't stop hitting threes, so that's the only good thing about it.
Well, that's what their bugaboo was last year. When they look white hot, nobody's going to beat them.
Yeah.
And then they just go cold from the three.
Yeah.
Live by it, die by it. Also, Michigan State, UConn, referenced that one earlier. Short line. This is the month of Izzo.
It is.
January, February, Izzo. So I think they get to the Final Four and lose. Who do you have here?
That's a tough game. 2 legendary coaches and programs. But Michigan State has looked pretty good so far. So, yeah.
Yeah, and then this one, really don't care about this game. Tennessee, Iowa State.
Yeah, easily the worst Sweet 16 game. And we had Iowa, Nebraska playing.
That was electric.
It was electric. It should have been the worst.
Cold-ass white boys out there on the court last night, man. Just some corn-fed, cold-ass white boys. Who do you have? Tennessee, Iowa State. Iowa State, I like them a lot.
Yeah, easily. Then that 3.5 feels very generous to Tennessee.
Yeah.
Iowa State should cover that.
And then, I mean, might as well just go ahead and take a look at tomorrow's matchups. 2 games.
Yeah.
First tip, 6:09 p.m.
Weird.
Iowa, Illinois. Illinois, 7.5-point favorite. I got Illinois cruising.
Yeah. Unless Iowa has more magic up their sleeves, but it should be Illinois.
I need to go and find the clip. It was the first time I ever hosted the show here at Pirate Radio. It was about a year ago this time when Iowa hired, what's his name?
I have no clue what his name is.
But he was at Drake, and Iowa hired him. I said, now this is the part where I'll look like an idiot. Outside of Will Wade, this might be my favorite hire.
What a call.
Yeah, Drake has been unbelievable in the Horizon League.
Missouri Valley.
Missouri Valley, yes. I don't know anything. I just want to go ahead and make that be clear. But yeah, I like this hire a lot, and clearly it's paying off.
Absolutely.
And then you got Purdue, Arizona, 6.5-point favorites. Arizona are.
Arizona should roll that.
Nah, Purdue.
Really?
Purdue's got to do what they got to do.
My call before the tournament started, when I came on a few times, was I said the Big Ten is good, and I'm just going to pick the Big Ten to be good.
Yeah.
I think this is the only game the Big Ten's not going to do well in.
I mean, look, the Big Ten West is running college basketball.
Yeah.
Iowa, Illinois.
Crazy.
Jamie mentioned it in the chat earlier. He said, yeah, Big Ten taking over football in the process of taking over basketball. They've won 3 straight now, Michigan, Ohio State, and Indiana. And now they're looking to take the college basketball game by storm. Jamie says, boiler down.
Boiler down.
Will Jack Herring play in the field? We'll see. I mean, I don't know, not a lineup out yet, but the fact that he came back pretty soon from that dislocated shoulder just to DH.
And he's been throwing in warm-ups.
Yeah.
Not full throws, but he has been doing
We won't see him dive for any more.
No.
I don't think we will see any, because I think it was 2 games in a row. Davin dives for a ball, lets up a triple.
Yeah.
Jack Herring dives for a ball, dislocates his shoulder. So I don't know if we'll see much more diving going on in right field.
Davin's good for reaching over the wall because he's tall.
Yeah, lanky guy.
But diving, nah.
It's insane how much he looks like JC.
Yeah,
like just from like
just a tall, lanky
batting
guy.
stance.
Number 3.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like
similarities.
It's kind of crazy.
Similarities are there.
But looking forward to tonight's game. Like I said, first pitch, 7 o'clock. We got a lot of interviews to get to. We got a lot of show to run. We will talk Hornets in depth at the end of this hour, but we're going to go ahead and take a break because I got a chance to talk to one of my favorite media members. Just a good guy, kind of goofy guy, but a fun guy to be around. Not as fun as Zach Kaplan, but nobody can be as fun as Zach Kaplan.
Absolutely.
I mean, the guy's shoveling food. He's quoting Caddyshack. He's an unbelievable guy, a monster of a human being. But I got a chance to talk to Luke Schwartz earlier. We're going to run that, talk a little ECU baseball, ECU spring football, good chats about the running back room that ECU could potentially have. Maybe one of the best in the conference. Who knows? We'll see as we get later into the season. But we're going to go ahead and take a break, and we'll hear from Luke Schwartz on the other side.
Hey, O's fans, kick off your weekend with Party at the Yard, presented by Coors Light. Every Friday home game, hit the Coors Light Roof Deck and Legends Park for happy hour featuring $5 12-ounce Coors Lights when gates open until 1 hour after first pitch. Enjoy live music, photo ops, and entertainment all night long. And welcome a special guest splasher who will keep the good vibes going in the bird bath. Party with the O's on Fridays. Visit Orioles.com/party at the yard.
Hey Pirate Nation, Frank Etheridge here with First Flight Credit Union. Does this warm weather find you dreaming about weekends on the water? Make it happen with a boat loan from First Flight Credit Union. Whether you're upgrading your fishing boat, cruising with your family, or chasing sunsets, we offer competitive rates, flexible terms, and fast and local decisions, so you can spend less time waiting and more time boating. Apply today at one of our branches located in Greenville, Newbern, Havelock, Morehead City, and Cary. All local residents are membership eligible. First Flight is insured by the NCUA and an equal housing lender. Go Pirates.
College is hectic, but where you live shouldn't be. At Pirates Cove, you get your own quiet space and private bathroom. With 2 pools, a fitness center, EV chargers, the only student property with a new soccer mini pitch field, a business room for focus, and a quick ride to campus. No dorms, no drama, just the lifestyle you're looking for. Pirates Cove isn't just where you stay, it's where you live.
When it comes to protecting your home, don't gamble with just any roofer. Trust the pros at the Boone Group Roofing. Locally owned by Toot Boone, they've been serving all of Eastern North Carolina with honest, high-quality roofing you can count on. They offer no money down, and every job is backed by a 5-year workmanship warranty, because your roof should be done right the first time. Don't wait. Call today at 252-714-0021 for a roof that's built to last and service you can trust. The Boone Group Roofing is on top of their game.
The Toot Boone Boogie.
Washington's favorite place to eat and where all the locals go is Down on Main Street. Down on Main Street's new weekly lunch specials are here and only for $8.99. Stop by Monday through Friday and enjoy chicken and pastry, spaghetti, meatloaf, hamburger, steak, and everyone's favorite fried shrimp plate. After work, Down on Main Street is the perfect spot for dinner and drinks with friends. Down on Main Street in historic downtown Washington. Go Pirates!
Take your family, friends, and kids down to Play It Again Sports this spring sports season. We have all the hottest new equipment for the upcoming softball and baseball season, along with a huge selection of quality used sporting and fitness equipment. Whether you're a golfer, a bike rider, a soccer player, or a fitness enthusiast, we will have exactly what you need. Don't forget to do your spring cleaning and load up all the equipment that you no longer need or doesn't fit. Bring it down to the store and get paid on the spot. Play It Again Sports across from the Nissan dealership on Greenville Boulevard.
Are you looking to purchase a new home, or are you considering refinancing your current mortgage? This is Talbot Green at Integrity Home Mortgage. We offer a wide variety of loan programs to help get you pre-approved. Our team of Talbot Green, Braxton Green, and Joanne Weir has over 50 years of experience and is committed to providing you with superior customer service you deserve.
To get started, call me, Joanne Weir, at 531-1148.
Joanne Weir, in MLS 75974. For informational purposes only, Integrity Home Mortgage Corporation is an equal housing lender in MLS 208516.
Cuccinella's has been serving up handcrafted pizzas with their family recipe since 1932. If you're in the mood for something different, explore the brand new pastas like the chicken parm, chicken alfredo, or penne marinara. Cuccinella's also has salads, grinders, and house-made Italian ice and Italian ice lemonades. Greenville's hometown pizzeria is Cuccinella's. 2 locations with pickup or delivery, and ready for your order now at Cuccinellas.com. Go Pirates!
This is Keaton Mitchell, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
To our Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. The Pirate Radio app is available now. Powered by Carolina Caliber. Download the app today and have Pirate Radio at your fingertips. Now, back to the show.
And welcome back. Doug Henry of Greenville has over 300 vehicles to choose from and brand new inventory arriving daily. Doug Henry is easy to find on the corner of Greenville Boulevard and Memorial Drive, and always online at DougHenryGreenville.com. Excuse me, right on the corner and always right on the price at Doug Henry of Greenville. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's J-Bone.
Thank you, Shirley. Thank you, Makai. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Zach. Saw during the break, ECU leads all mid-major programs in players on opening day rosters with 6. Trey Savage will not start on the opening day roster because he's on IL, but those names include Zach Agnos, Jeff Hoffman, Sean Armstrong, Connor Norby, Alec Burleson, Gavin Williams. Burley had a bomb yesterday. Can we hear that?
Yes. Give me 1 second, though. I did not have that one. Sorry. Okay, thanks. Thanks, Jared. Yeah, give me 1 second here. I will have that for you momentarily. Here we go. Ready?
Yep.
Yeah, sorry. Hang on. I didn't have the volume up ready.
I'm ready.
All right, man. Sorry. Okay, Zach giving me grief back here.
Year 2, but I think that's going to be great for him as well. Stroked up the middle. That's a base hit.
Okay, that's not the Burley bomb. That's his other hit that he had.
Hey, base hit.
He's going to go to third.
Just as good.
And the Cardinals have him at the corners in the first inning. Burleson has the Redbirds' first hit of the new year 2. But
yeah, so, all right, here's the Burley bomb.
Swing and a drive. Belted right. Burley admires that one. She is long gone.
So that's basically it. And the funny thing about it is he was interviewed after the game, and they asked him about his kid because, of course, he has a newborn son.
Yeah.
And he asked if his son and his wife were in attendance, how they felt about his home run. And he said, well, he's like, he was there, but he was asleep the entire time that he hit that home run. He said that his wife picked him up and, you know, kind of woke him up to let him know, hey, Daddy hit a home run, and he was apparently less than pleased. So there you go. Humble the Burley man a little bit.
Yeah, and also Gavin Williams will play today.
Yes, he will pitch against the Marlins tonight. First pitch is slated for 9:40, and it's on like a funky streaming service.
Why 9? They're playing. You said the Marlins?
Yes, they're playing the. No, not the Marlins. The Mariners.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah. Sorry, if I said the Marlins, I didn't mean to say that. I meant to say the Mariners.
All right. Well, those are your baseball Pirates in the pros. We'll talk a little baseball, ECU baseball, a little high school baseball as well, with Luke Schwartz. Great conversation. Going to talk heavily about this running back room for East Carolina and what it could potentially be. And then a little fun at the end. Luke from the Pacific Northwest asking him about NBA expansion and how excited he is for the Supersonics' potential return. So, Luke, how you doing, man?
Hey, can't complain, man. It's great weather for some baseball today, so I'm all smiles out here.
Where are you going to be at today?
It's always a roll of the dice, but I'm probably going to be around Pamlico High School and New Bern High School, proximity-wise, and got some good conference matchups. I'd like to get up to Kinston, Aiden, Grifton, but there's not a lot of games in that area besides that one, so I try to knock out as many as I can so that way we get more bang for our buck.
We'll talk more high school baseball later on in the interview, but we'll start with ECU baseball, 15-10-1. They lost on Tuesday, heartbreaking fashion, but going into their first road conference series of the year, what's your feeling around this Pirate Ball Club?
It ebbs and flows. I feel like it's a roller coaster. We get to see them go up for a few games, and you're going, man, this is that 2023 team, the Carter Cunninghams, Trey Savage, Danny Beal. Like, it feels like they have the potential of that type of team. And then they have the really lows where you're going, how do you not sweep UAB, which is a team that's going to be a bottom feeder in the American? And the way they come into that was not good. And I don't know. I've just never been a fan of blaming the umpire. 6% over. It's probably frustrating, but this team can go on a run. That's the thing, though, is I just don't feel like they're ever out of it.
You're cutting in and out there, Luke.
Oh, you got me better now?
Yeah, I got you.
I was saying if this team, it feels like they can go on a run at any time. It's just, I'm not sure when it's going to happen, but if they're in Clearwater this year again, I feel like they could do what they did last year and once again win conference tournament and make a regional.
Yeah, I talked to Danny Beal earlier today, and we'll hear that interview later on in the show, and that was his kind of whole point. He's like, I mean, when you got a pitcher like Ethan Norby and you got guys hitting like Jack Herring and Davin Whitaker, it really doesn't matter if you lose that midweek to Duke. As long as they're in Clearwater, this team has the full belief behind them.
100%. I don't feel like there's any difference between this team and last year's team in terms of the production. Now, from Cliff, we've heard that the locker room's more bought in, the guys are more together, which is great to see. You could see that camaraderie, which is awesome. But would just love to get, another sweep. I mean, the last sweep ECU baseball had was last year in week 2 of the American Conference play against Rice back on March 28th. So it's been a year since they've swept a conference opponent, and they took care of Memphis the week before that. So that's what you got to see. Build up those conference series wins, and sweeps always are, of course, better than 2-1.
Yeah, and you mentioned it earlier. The highs are really high for this team. I mean, it was 18-1 last Saturday against UAB, and then I don't know if it's just they get content, complacent, comfortable, but it seems like they just can't close out a weekend.
That it's all about that consistency, right? And it's such a mentality thing too. You're already up 2-0 in the series. You have to have that mentality of we need to close it out. And a good friend of mine that played, it's D3 baseball, but he said championship teams win on Sunday. Even if you don't start out the series the best, but you still get the wins, it's all about that Sunday game. How do you wrap it up? How do you put a bow on it? And it feels like closing hasn't been their strong suit so far. But that certainly could change. You still have a lot of conference play left, and this team's certainly building. And Cliff always says, you're not going to see our best baseball until May. So that's certainly the hope, right, if you're a Pirate fan.
Coming out of the UAB series, now down 2 starters in Gavin Van Kempen and Colby Weber. All we've heard about this year is the depth of the bullpen, and we've seen it with guys like Joe Webb, Ryan Towers, Sean Jenkins. How do you think these Saturday, Sunday games are going to fare now that we're down 2 of our best pitchers?
You just have to have guys step up. It's that next man up mentality, right? I mean, coaches always preach it. Players always talk about being ready. And we know that this starting 1 through 9 has a lot of depth when guys have needed to step in, like Kalinic having his pinch hit home run. We know that there are guys sitting in the dugout waiting, and hopefully that's the same for the bullpen. They just need more opportunities and more reps. And there's going to be some bumps and bruises for sure, but we could get a gem that could come out and really cement a legacy for himself. But it's just going to take time, and fans have to have a little bit of patience because, like you said, you lose 2 really good arms, not even midway through the season, and that's going to call upon somebody else to really take the reins and step up and do something. And that doesn't happen overnight. So I think they definitely have the talent and the depth to do it. We just have to all be a little sitting back on it, waiting, going, okay, this guy's got the chops. Let's just give him some time to breathe and go out there and throw his stuff.
Absolutely. Luke Schwartz joining us. Luke, how much spring football have you gotten a chance to see? I know you were there Monday for the first media availability of head coach Blake Harrell, but have you seen much of practice?
I've only been to one of the, let's see, because today they have theirs at 6 with the fan meetings. So I've only seen them actually one time. I've watched clips, but I try to just be really quiet when I'm on the sideline and filming, and I love catching up and talking to everyone, but I don't know if you're like me, but when I go to games, even when I'm a fan, I still don't really talk. I'm so locked into just watching. So I felt like I picked up a lot when I was there, just in the 30 minutes we get to shoot during practice. and the intensity. That's what I like seeing is our guys locked in. Is this spring football? Yeah, we're 5 months away from the season even starting, but how you approach this is how you approach everything else. And from what I saw, I liked the demeanor from everyone, and it seemed like guys weren't taking half 50% reps. They were going all in, and it was a great day for football. And Blake Carroll, of course, he wants to see more from his guys. Coaches will always want that, but I liked what I saw.
Yeah, what I really loved was Monday, Blake Carroll talking about kind of coming off last season, 9 wins, a Military Bowl victory, and obviously, I mean, this is kind of just coach speak, but he's like, we're not going to settle for that. We're not really happy with that. We want to go out there and compete for conference championships. And to hear somebody say that in like a program high in 10 years for wins, it's kind of refreshing. It's kind of nice to hear that, hey, we're going to go out here and attack it.
Well, you're never satisfied, right? Like,
yeah.
I love the quote from Tom Brady where somebody asked him, what's your favorite ring? And he says the next one. Like, you're always thinking about how can we grow, how can we improve, how can we get the next achievement. And Blake Carroll's not a complacent coach. He always raises the bar, and he has that locker room bought in, and the players really do love him, and he practices what he preaches. And I think that's great for Pirate football, and I think that's great for getting recruits. You don't want to say, hey, we're just out here to try and win 8-9 games and go get a bowl game. If you want to get some top recruits or guys in the transfer portal, you have to make sure you're pitching to them, look, even when you come to East Carolina, you still have a chance at going to the college football playoff and becoming not just a Cinderella story, but a team that can go in and win. And when you pitch it like that, that's pretty good marketing strategy too. And I don't think that's just something that he's coming up with. I think that's truly what he believes and what this team believes they can accomplish. And every year it just feels like since he has taken over, this program and this team has gotten better. So I'm not going to doubt him. I think it's possible for ECU to get to the college football playoff.
Yeah, and I want to hit on the quarterbacks in a moment, but what's really stood out to me in the limited amount of stuff I've been able to see for this team is the running backs. And ECU over the last 5 or so years, we've had a lot of good running backs come through here. Rajay Harris, Keaton Mitchell, Marlon Gunn, London Montgomery was great the last 2 years. What have you seen from Michael Allen, TJ Engelman in your limited viewing of ECU football?
Well, Michael Allen's the local guy. He's a J.H. Rose grad, and he started his career at NC State, and I got to cover a game he was at 2 years ago when he was at playing against VMI. Then he transferred to UNLV, and some things happened at that program, so he left, and then midway through the year he got picked up by Marshall, and he put together some really impressive numbers when he wasn't injured. So when you have a healthy Michael Allen, he's a dog in the backfield. And TJ Engelman, Coach mentioned that 75-yard run that he bursted out in the first 2 days of practice. I mean, when guys are given that effort, it feels like there's a lot of depth, and it doesn't feel like if one guy's having an off game. Like last year was great. I felt like whenever Marlon Gunn's number was called, he stepped up to the plate and crushed it. I mean, we saw it against FAU whenever it was close quarters and he needed to score 2 years ago against Tulsa. Even after Rajay had that 2-touchdown game at the end to beat the Golden Hurricanes on the road. I'm excited for this running back group because I just feel like they all add something different to the mix, but their collective is really strong. So depending on yardage and how far out in scenarios, depending on game scheme, each one I feel like is going to have a different type of impact, which is only going to benefit ECU down the road because they're not all clones running exactly like each other. They have different play styles, which is going to benefit this entire offense. So I'm excited for that RB group.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about Michael Allen and TJ Engelman, who could carry the heavy load there, but failed to mention Ashton Gray, who comes from North Texas with new offensive coordinator Jordan Davis. You still have DeJuan Lacey, who had a good start to the year last year before he got hurt. I think you could be looking at one of the strongest running back rooms in the conference.
They're really all just going to be fighting for playing time at this point because you have so many good backs here thinking, okay, how do we utilize these guys as much as we can? And, you know, do we do an empty formation and we try to still, you know, put one guy out that's more a slot receiver type situation. How good are they with their hands? Who's your blocking back? And so I feel like we could see a full drive where we get all four in the game. I mean, you just never know. Heck, I mean, last year they put Ryan Roseborough at running back. He might even get in the game. So you just never know with that play calling. And I'm interested to see more of Jordan Davis's play calling style compared to John David Baker last year. So interested to see how that unfolds.
Yeah, and we'll move on to the quarterback room now. Mitch Griffiths coming from Texas Tech, Emory Williams coming from Miami. Kind of similar to when Jake Garcia and Caton came in. Mitch Griffiths, like Jake Garcia, has been around the block, very experienced, and you have a young guy in Emory Williams who could be a very integral part to this team. Have you seen much from them in your limited viewing?
I like what I saw from both. I mean, I have no crystal ball or anything that tells me the future, but I think anytime you have a close quarterback battle, it's only going to push the competition out in the best of each other. And Mitch Griffiths, of course, veteran guy, Wake Forest, and then he was at Texas Tech last year, got to learn from a really star quarterback that made it to the college football playoffs. And then Emory Williams, of course, he went to the national championship behind Carson Beck. So I feel like both of those guys, we don't get to evaluate as much as their mental side compared to the physical side, and can they drop the ball? Okay, how precise are their throws? But like Patrick Mahomes, Alex Smith, when he got drafted and went to the Kansas City Chiefs, he talks a lot about how that year he had to wait and sit under Alex, how much he learned and grew, and he was already a stud quarterback from Tech. But I think both of those guys picked up a lot of great knowledge from their last stop. And I think they're going to be really smart decision makers when it comes to on the field. And I think Kate Hauser did a much better job than Jake Garcia of the turnover battle. And we saw that very early on when he took over for him 2 years ago. And then last year was, of course, the starter from start to finish until the bowl game. But I think that turnover battle should hopefully be a lower thing because both of these guys have a good head on their shoulders. And I'm just excited to see more of them because I haven't seen too much, so I can't really speak too much on their just overall quarterback competition. But I've liked what I've seen so far.
Luke Schwartz joining us. Luke, I want to hit on some college basketball while we got you. It's crazy to think, hey, Duke is playing a Rick Pitino coach team, and it's the third biggest story in the state behind Will Wade and Hubert Davis no longer coaching State and Carolina, respectively. So just your quick thoughts on the NC State coaching search and the Carolina coaching search.
Wild week. I was texting a friend the other day, and I said it's weird to think that the three teams in the triangle, only one head coach will remain from last year in John Shire.
Yeah.
The nationwide search continues. I feel like I've heard 32 different names thrown out for who's going to replace Hubert Davis. So my guess is as good as anyone else's. And NC State will wait. I'm not saying that's a shocker. It's just, with what I've heard and the administrator guy from McNeese leaving, and they have ties from LSU together, and he used to coach there. So I'm not surprised, but I understand why NC State fans are upset about the loyalty and trying to rebuild something and then leaving after a year or so. It'll be interesting to see the two new faces at Duke next season.
Speaking of Duke, they have St. John's tonight. Houston getting booted out of the tournament last night. Who do you have in your championship and winning the NCAA tournament?
Well, in my bracket, I have Arizona winning. I was a student at a small D3 college about 10 minutes from Gonzaga, so I knew of Tommy Lloyd back when he coached with Mark Few. He went to Arizona, so I feel like the Wildcats just look dominant. They look great last night against Arkansas.
Yeah.
They'll have a tough match against Purdue, but I feel like they make it. And then I, of course, have Duke making it there, just not winning. And I don't know. Everyone keeps doubting Duke by the way they played Siena, but come on, Jerry McNamara, former Syracuse guy, national champion, of course he was ready for that. But Duke has won, 14, 15 straight games ever since they lost to UNC, so they're still number one for a reason. I think it's going to be a great battle, though, but still think Duke beats St. John's.
You're a Seattle Seahawks fan, you're a Mariners fan, and I do want to talk because NBA expansion has been in the talks as of late. How excited are you for a potential return of the Seattle Supersonics?
Oh, great question. I'm so glad you asked. I would love to have my Supersonics back because first jersey I ever owned in 2007 was a Kevin Durant Sonics jersey, and then when they went to Oklahoma City, I kind of became an OKC fan, but it just still never felt right. But I would love to get the Sonics back. I mean, you watch the Super Bowl, you watch the playoff games, you've seen just how electric the atmosphere is for Seattle sports when it came to the Blue Jays and the Mariners playing. I mean, come on, that was awesome at MetLife, or not MetLife, pardon me, I'm blanking on T-Mobile Stadium, and then Lumen Field for Seahawks. And so KeyBank Arena was where the Sonics used to play. They would probably need to build a new arena because that thing is very old. It's where the Seattle Storm now play. But I would be over the moon if we could get our Sonics back.
Luke Schwartz joining us. Luke, before we let you go, you said you'll be covering some high school games tonight. What can the people see tonight on WCTI 12 from you?
Well, hopefully some awesome home runs and highlights for sure. I wish I could, whisper into the guys' ears, hey, make a great highlight, but unfortunately I can't. But Pamlico Baseball, they're both hosting Southside and New Bern at home for a conference match. New Bernet's at home against Topsail, and softball ladies hosting Northwestern. So some interesting matchups conference, and then taking in some out-of-conference foes. So should stack up for some good stuff and storylines as we get deeper into the conference play. And then before you know it, we're going to blink and we're going to be into the playoffs.
Sounds good. Luke, thanks for talking to me, man. Appreciate you.
Hey, you're the man. I appreciate you asking me, and thanks for talking some ball. Excited for hopefully ECU to keep going on that up for the roller coaster.
All right, there was Luke Schwartz, WCTI 12 Sports. Take a break. We will take a break, and on the other side, talk a little NBA. The Hornets, white hot. I mean, come on, best team in the league. But also, Shams Charania put out this morning 3 options for the Board of Governors to vote on, I think next Wednesday, with modifications to the lottery. Try to curb tanking, and they are some of the dumbest things I've ever seen. So we'll talk about that and much more on the other side of the break. Don't go anywhere. More Pirate Radio Live next.
The best burgers around. Everyone loves a thick, juicy, and fresh burger. Tiebreakers does real burgers better than anybody. And don't forget about the cheese sticks, fresh salads, and more. So don't just go to any burger-themed restaurant chain. It's time to break the chain and eat local. Tiebreakers, burgers and sports at its best.
Go Pirates! Arr!
It's Budweiser's 150th anniversary, and we're celebrating with a Heritage Can Series that honors our legacy of being made of America. Collect all 4 designs. For 150 years, this Bud's for you. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2026. Anheuser-Busch. Budweiser Lager Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Carolina Eagle Distributing is celebrating 150 years of Budweiser all year long. For 150 years, Budweiser has been the heart of America beer culture, bringing people together across generations. Cheers to 150 years. This Bud's for you from Carolina Eagle, serving the Pirate Nation since 1989.
Looking for the perfect getaway? Discover Washington, North Carolina, where small town charm meets waterfront adventure. Stroll along the scenic waterfront, explore unique shops and local restaurants, or kayak the Pamlico River at sunset.
From family fun to romantic escapes, Washington has something for everyone. Plan your next trip today at visitwashingtonnc.com and experience why they call it the original Washington.
Visit us in Washington. Your escape starts here.
Do you ever talk to yourself about where to eat today, and then you hear,
Warren's Hot Dogs.
Then you're thinking, yeah, 2 hot dogs, chips, and a drink for $7.50 would be awesome.
Warren's Hot Dogs.
And maybe some homemade lemonade, perhaps a pizza or a sub, and definitely an apple or peach turnover.
Warren's Hot Dogs.
Don't overthink where to eat today. Go to Warren's Hot Dogs in Greenville across from Ron Ayers or in Chocowinity next to the fire station. Warren's Hot Dogs, serving the Pirate Nation since 1991. Go Pirates!
What's up, y'all? This is Caleb Reynolds, lead minister at Eastern Pines Church. Easter is the time of hope, joy, and new life, and you're invited to celebrate with us at Eastern Pines Church in Greenville, North Carolina. Join us on April 3rd with an inspiring night of music at our Good Friday concert at 7 p.m. Then bring the whole family Saturday, April 4th at 10 a.m. for our community Easter egg hunt and celebrate the victory of Jesus with uplifting worship Sunday at 9 and 10:30 a.m. Come worship with us on April 5th at Eastern Pines Church on Portertown Road or online at easternpineschurch.com.
Hey Pirate Nation, warm weather is here and it's time to get back on the boat. And at Schwartz Marine, they're stocked up with over 26,000 pre-owned parts. They got everything you need from propellers, lower units, trim units, electrical and fuel parts, and just about anything else you need for an outboard. Stay up to date with the latest deals, parts, and promotions by following them on social media. And as always, their mission is to save you money and get you back on the water as quickly as possible. Remember, they're just around the corner. Stop by the shop at 865 Rivet Street in Greenville. For more information, head to StroudsMarine.com. Strouds Marine, your best source for salvaged outboard parts.
UBE and PirateWear.com are proud to offer the Pirate Nation its largest inventory of ECU merchandise and tailgate supplies ever. UBE has the best prices in town, so that makes UBE your one-stop shop for all things ECU. UBE does daily restocks of Champion, Adidas, and Under Armour. Don't forget to bring your young pirates to plunder the Crow's Nest, which is the only kids store dedicated to ECU. Plenty of free parking in downtown Greenville. Visit them online at PirateWear.com. Go Pirates!
Saturdays are your day to kick back, relax, and have fun. That's why Ottavola Market Cafe is the perfect place to go for dinner, drinks, and takeout. Ottavola is open every Saturday at 4 p.m. on the bar side, serving a special selection of menu favorites of appetizers, pastas, and specialty pizzas. Whether it's dine-in, takeout, or drinks with friends, Ottavola is the best choice every Saturday starting at 4 o'clock. Visit OttavolaMarket.com to see what's new, and visit Ottavola on Red Banks Road every Saturday starting at 4. Pirates supporting pirates.
This is Touchdown Tony Collins, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. The Pirate Radio app is available now. Powered by Carolina Caliber. Download the app today and have Pirate Radio at your fingertips. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Greenville Utilities Neighbor to Neighbor program provides help for those who need temporary assistance with their utility costs, and you can make a difference. Your tax-deductible donation can be added to your GUC bill each month, or you can make a one-time donation, and GUC will match all donations up to $20,000 each year. Consider helping a neighbor with GUC's Neighbor to Neighbor program. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's your host, Jabba.
All right. Thank you, Shirley. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Makai. Thank you, Zach. A lot of conversations during the break that I want to bring to air, but we have 6 minutes to talk.
All right.
That clock is behind him. It's 3:49.
It is.
And I didn't want to say 6 to 7 because wow. All right. Where do we start? I think we start with the NBA's proposal to fix tanking.
Okay.
Here's my proposal.
Yeah.
Get rid of the lottery.
Okay.
Simple as that. Just get rid of the lottery because the lottery incentivizes tanking.
It does.
If the Mavericks were in the play-in, I'm not even talking about last year. They were in the play-in a few years ago, the year before they went to the finals. And they said, nah, we're good. They tanked for a better draft pick.
Yep.
Not for the first overall pick, for a better draft pick. And here are the proposals, 3 proposals. Number 1, 18 teams in the draft lottery, seeds 7 through 15 in each conference, flattened odds with bottom 10 teams having 8% chance to win. A bunch of mumbo jumbo, but 18 teams.
And they just make the odds pretty even across the board, essentially.
Bottom 10, 8%. The remaining 20% odds distributed in decreasing order from 11 through 18.
So the odds are much worse.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Number 2, 22 teams in the lottery using 2-year record. The record over 2 years. Seeds 7 through 15, plus the 4 playoff first-round exits in both conferences. Lottery teams would reach a minimum win total floor in each season, such as 25 wins. If a team falls short of the floor, it gets slotted to meet the floor. Top 4 drawn as part of lottery as is currently. Number 3, 18 teams in a 5x5 lottery. Bottom 5 teams have equal odds for the top pick. With lottery form for picks 1 through 5, bottom 5 teams have a floor at 10. Those that fall out of the top 5 get sorted in separate drawing.
I have no idea.
How does this fix anything?
It doesn't.
Especially the 22 teams over 2 seasons, you're incentivizing tanking more because the team's going to be crap for 2 straight years.
Adam Silver is presented with tanking is not even the worst thing going on in the NBA right now.
By far.
But Adam Silver is presented with problems, and his solution is to make worse. Like, it is insane, man. What are you doing? How are you running this league? David Stern is rolling over. David Stern was not even close to a good commissioner. No. But by God, he had a handle on things.
I was when Silver brought up the Champions Cup, whatever, what do they call it?
The NBA Cup.
That one. They call it.
It's not even a tournament. He's like, let's do an in-season tournament. It's not even a tournament.
It's not. And I'm like, at first it was good, but now it just sucks because nobody wants to play in it in the first place, which I thought would happen. There's nothing good happens. They have terrible referees because they refuse to fix anything.
There's something strange here.
It's about like the UFL.
Yeah, and the UFL sucks, dude. Golly, man. Like, we don't need more football. I want to talk Hornets. Hornets. The Hornets are great. They are the savior of the NBA. All the stuff going wrong in the National Basketball Association has one quick fix. It's not these 3 proposals. It's not implementing AI like Adam Silver wants to do. It's not any of this. It's not adding 2 more teams for a league that already has 8 teams that don't even belong in it.
Don't even care.
The quick fix to the NBA is the Charlotte Hornets being good. LaMelo Ball, Con Knueppel, Brandon Miller, Miles Bridges, Moussa Diabate, Kobe White, for God's sakes.
People are going to see that you don't need a tank to be good. If the Hornets can make it out.
Well, the Hornets were tanking, but they were screwed by the lottery for so long.
Then we gave up on it, and look where it got us.
Don't screw these bad teams. Let them screw themselves, like the Hornets did when they got the 2nd overall pick. It's like, oh, Damian Lillard. No, we're good. Let's take Michael Kidd-Gilchrist.
MKG.
Let's take Tajon Salon with the 6th pick.
I have hope.
What does he do?
G League legend.
Oh, my God.
Have you checked the G League standings recently?
I know Mac McClung is the greatest G League player of all time.
What you need to know is the Swarmer #1.
Imagine how great they'll be next year with the R.J. Felton and Jordan Riley. And DJ Burns.
Oh, he coming back from Israel?
Sure. No, I don't think anybody's coming from the Middle East. But yeah, win over the Knicks last night. We are now 1.5 games out of 6th place.
Beautiful. I haven't looked at the standings since last night.
We're 2 full games out of 5th, but I don't want
Tied
the 5 seed. It's to the point now we're not even looking at like, hey, can we get out of the play-in?
No.
I'm looking at like, I don't want to play Cleveland in the first round.
No.
But I wouldn't hate playing the Pistons.
Or the Knicks.
I think if we get the 6th seed and the Knicks stay at 3, and we play the Knicks, Hornets in 5.
That's a wrap, yeah.
Hornets in 5.
You remember that New York ATL series a few years ago with all the great videos that came from it? It's going to be like that, but this time the South going to rise.
South's going to rattle, bro. Shout out Hank Jr.
No chance in hell.
Yeah, the Knicks have no chance. Just great stuff, man. I'm watching First Take earlier, and they present those options to Stephen A. Smith, and he's like, I don't even know what any of this stuff is. It just makes no sense. How would you fix tanking?
Get rid of the lottery. It's the easiest way to do it, and you're gonna have somebody tanking in some way, no matter how you do it. You have a draft. Someone's gonna have to tank.
And Mike Florio, God bless this man. God bless his heart. Bless you, Mike Florio. He said the NBA is, setting a precedent on how to fix tanking. The NFL should take note. 2 teams tanked last year, the Jets and the Raiders.
The NFL's fine.
And the Raiders weren't even tanking. They were just god-awful.
Yeah.
They didn't tank until they benched Max Crosby week 15.
You just sucked.
We were just bad. Our form of tanking was like Pete Carroll, who has applesauce for brains, bring your kid. Geno Smith, who doesn't know how to throw a football to our own team, bring him in. Defense, gut it. Offensive line, let's make it the worst ever. Ashton Genty, let's just not even use him. Let's hire Chip Kelly, $6 million, to just not even use our number 6 overall pick. Brock Bowers, kneecap him. That's essentially how we tanked. All right, good conversation.
Good rant.
I knew I couldn't get out of talking Adam Silver without cussing. Good thing I turned the mic off. All right, let's take a break. On the other side, Tony Dunn will join a C3 Panther podcast. We'll talk about the Panthers, their offseason acquisitions, what they should be targeting in the draft, maybe talk a little UFL and why it is unnecessary. But yeah, we'll talk about a lot of football coming up next with Tony Dunn.
Michaels & Gateway Cosmetic and Family Dentistry has been Greenville's premier dental practice for over 40 years. I am Dr. Chris Gateway, and our mission at Michaels & Gateway is to provide exceptional dental care with compassion, integrity, and innovation, ensuring every patient leaves with a healthy, confident smile. Doctors Michaels & Gateway are committed to providing an outstanding patient experience with every visit. Not only do we offer all your dental needs under one roof, in most cases, we can take care of those needs on the same day. Bring your smile to us at Michaels & Gateway Cosmetic and Family Dentistry.
Overtime Tavern is the place to be for great food, cold drinks, and all your game day action with over 10 TVs. Swing in today and try a mouth-watering burger, glizzies, wings, or check out their daily specials featuring some of the best items on the menu. OT's has a weekly lineup of entertainment starting Tuesday with Singo, Wednesday is sports trivia with Clip Brock, and Thursday's local acoustic acts playing the tunes. OT's is located on Charles Boulevard across from the Sheets and is open daily from 11 a.m. to midnight. There's always time on the clock at Overtime Tavern.
Hey Pirates, it's Lindsay Gray with Carolina Caliber. Warm up from the winter with hot manufacturer rebates and store discounts. Buy any new Winchester Super X pump, Wildcat, Expert, or XPR, get $25 back. Getting ready for turkey season? Buy any new Winchester Super X pump shotgun, get $50 back. Or bring in the heat with a Savage $100 rebate on a Savage Renegade shotgun. Don't forget 50% off Nomad turkey gear. Shop online or stop by Carolina Caliber on Fire Tower Road in Winterville. It's a time-honored tradition.
Do you want to get rid of wrinkles? How about tighten or lift your skin? Want a smoother skin texture or get rid of brown spots? Combining personalized treatments, expert training, and a deep passion for skin health, Beauty Bar MediSpa is dedicated to enhancing your skin and boosting your confidence from the inside out. Contact the licensed professionals for a free consultation and ask about their newest technologies and treatments. Beauty Bar MediSpa on Red Banks Road in Greenville. Enjoy your visit. Love your transformation.
Pirate Nation, your dream home starts with Unshakable Builders. Now building in Sutherland Estates in Greenville and Dolostone Court in Wilson with homes available now. And stay tuned, Cross Creek Townhomes in Greenville and Whitaker Glen in Farmville are coming soon. Browse available homes, explore floor plans, and see past projects today at unshakablebuilders.com. Have questions? Use live chat, fill out the contact form, or call the office at 814-9105. Unshakable Builders, build on a solid foundation.
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Good news, business travelers. PGV and American Airlines has added a new early morning flight available now. Book today at aa.com and be on time for that connection in Charlotte. Fast, convenient, and close to home, PGV has American flights perfect for your next trip. PGV, where the Pirates fly.
After years in the making, the new Papa John's Pan Pizza recipe is ready. Introducing a new pan pizza with edge-to-edge cheese and toppings, a crispy garlic Parmesan crust, and 6 cheeses. It's the perfect balance of a soft, fluffy interior dough and a crispy crust. You'll agree this pan pizza was worth the wait. Order the new pan pizza today from your local Papa John's. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
Hi, I'm sure you heard the bells and whistles next door. We're just securing your neighbor's house with the smart home features like cameras and security.
I'm sorry, who are you?
Oh, hi, yes, I'm Mike with SCI Technologies. You know, Eastern North Carolina's premier security provider. We do fire alarm, audio, video, and security.
Oh, how can you help me?
Give us a call, 252-321-7006 for a complimentary quote, or you can email us at info@sciteks.com.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. The Pirate Radio app is available now, powered by Carolina Caliber. Download the app today and have Pirate Radio at your fingertips. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Your dream home starts with an unshakable foundation. At Unshakable Builders, they don't just build houses, they build trust. From blueprint to keys, their expert team is with you every step of the way. You dream it, they build it. Visit unshakablebuilders.com to start your journey home the right way. Unshakable Builders, build on a solid foundation. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here is your host, Clip Brock. Nope, it's J-Bun.
All right, yeah. Clip's way up north. He's in Yankee land. Thank you, Shirley. Thank you, Makai. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Zach. Now we bring on our guest, C3 Panther Podcast, Tony Dunn. Tony.
What's good, my man?
Nothing much. It's nice weather. Enjoying
It's hot.
Trying to enjoy it. Yeah, thankfully we turned the air on. I was sweating to start the show.
I bet.
But yeah, talk a little. Nothing really has happened since the last time we talked to you.
It's been 2 weeks.
Yeah.
A couple of things. Got a little AJ Dillon signing.
Hey, oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
AJ Dillon. We got, Felipe
Franks back.
Felipe Franks, yeah. Which I forgot was a Panther. Has his only catch in his NFL career with the Panthers. But he did play 299 special teams snaps last year with the Falcons. So, I mean, kind of a specialist there. And hold on, there it is. We got a guy from Los Angeles who played for App State. And here we go.
The Rams or the Chargers?
The Rams. And it was, hold on, I've been trying to keep up with Nick Hampton, outside linebacker. But, as a guy that's kind of just been in obscurity with the Rams, big, deep roster. But, they're adding bodies right now.
Yeah.
They're adding bodies.
Yeah, it's like I know Najee Harris is visiting the Raiders next week. And on paper, who cares? But you need somebody behind Jency. I don't think we have anybody right now behind him. So that's really all it is at this point. You got the draft in a month. The Panthers have the 20th pick, 19th pick?
19th.
What are they really looking at there?
Well, I mean, this is so Dan Morgan hosted his press conference for like kind of the post-free agency press conference. Him and Brant Tillis both did one, really both kind of like good, also nothing burgers. I guess you're just searching for anything to talk about or think about right now if you're a football fan or a Panthers fan. And they talked about like really just the importance of getting Rasheed Walker on that 1-year deal and how it positions them in free agency to just go BPA, right? And that's what you want to do. Is Dave Gettleman, former GM for the Panthers, had a famous where he always had great sayings and great insight. The problem is he stopped sticking to his own words of wisdom, but he always said you use free agency to set up the draft so that it gives you a lot of, you're open to a lot of things. So, I mean, the Panthers, they have Rasheed Walker on this 1-year deal. Maybe he finds a way to be a long-term Panther and be successful. You got a Kim Aquano, former first-round pick who suffered a very serious knee injury in the year that we picked up his 5th-year option. Yeah. So you're going to have to he's probably not going to play this year. I don't expect him to be.
Didn't he blow out his knee or something?
It's called a ruptured patella tendon. Yeah. It's the same injury Jimmy Graham had.
Okay.
It's got to basically obliterates your kneecap. I think is it's the thing that holds it together. Right.
Yeah.
All in place. So, but it's supposed to be a long kind of rehab. They say 6 to 12 months. I've always erred on the longer side of. I mean, I know there's the crazy stories of Adrian Peterson and things like that, and guys do come back faster than ever. But it feels like when those 6-month timelines are so optimistic, and then when those guys come back, they're really not ready, not effective, and you got to really worry about them too re-injuring. Jonathan Brooks, good example of this is the timing of his comeback, who is also coming back this year, is very exciting for the Carolina Panthers. But so I don't really expect Kim Aquano to be there this year, which then puts them for what do we do now that he's not under contract? Do you sign him to a short-term deal, a 2-year, 3-year? I mean, do you go off of his past tape? How is he going to? So I think the Panthers do have some interest in the offensive line, right? The center, we lost Cade Mays, got in Fortner, I think is for Luke Fortner from the Saints, who's a good deal, but 1 year deal, a veteran player. I don't think the Panthers necessarily want to take a center at 19, but I mean, you got to look across the offensive line. I'm interested in that type of pick, but then the two positions that are, the kind of apple of fan eyes are the tight end room, and the Sadiq kid is
Oregon.
Yeah, there's two Oregon players that are kind of in the Panthers' range, maybe, or at least now in the mock drafts. You know, as they got Sadiq going to the Panthers at 19, there's a good chance he goes higher than that, but maybe you can get a guy like that around there. And then the other guy, you're going to have Oregon safety. It's awesome, man, because he's I always I know this is crazy because I like to cheer for white DBs.
Yeah.
It's like the old Jason Sehorn. But the Oregon safety is like Ratner or something like this. And I'm not the draft expert, so I don't keep up with the prospects as much. But he ran a 4.35 Oregon, and he had like a 44-inch vertical. So I think those are kind of some names and positions, I think. I mean, the Panthers have never drafted a safety historically in the first round. Then there's
Is it Dylan Thieneman?
Thieneman, something like that. Yeah, that's the guy. And he, a 4.35.
Jeez.
And a 44-inch vertical jump. I mean, it's crazy. So with those numbers, you're almost wondering how could a guy like these two crazy phenoms, both of them, right, running 4.35s, how do they fall to a 19? Maybe, I don't know, safeties, even though they tend to not go super high, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's some options there. And then there's a lot of talk with Luke Rodriguez, the linebacker from Texas Tech.
Yeah.
Cool mustache.
I've seen some where you guys could get Spencer Fano, the tackle from Utah. I think he goes a lot higher. I think he fits more in that Cowboys-Ravens 12 to 14 range.
He's the top prospect.
Wait,
too, so.
I've seen him fall in some mock drafts. I've seen him in the top 10
he
in
must
some.
have small arms.
Yeah, which you saw that work well in the Super Bowl for the Patriots.
True.
But I always love this time of year, but it seems like this year my interest is down just because the Raiders have the number one pick, and it's I don't really need to do a deep dive.
I found that with the Carolina Panthers when we traded up is that it almost took away any of the interest in the draft because you're just interested in who they're going to pick at one. You really kind of know who it is basically, or know the two guys.
I knew who it was the minute we got the pick.
Is it going to be the quarterback from
Fernando Mendoza? Yeah. Have you heard
Indiana?
The conversations about Ty Simpson?
No.
It's strictly ESPN. This is clearly just it's not organic. What's the word I'm looking for?
It's manufactured?
Yeah, manufactured. There we go. Because Dan Orlovsky said it, and then I think he is the most mentioned person on ESPN this week, more than Tiger Woods, more than anybody in the NBA. Dan Orlovsky said Ty Simpson should be the number one overall pick, and nobody thinks that.
Okay.
Nobody outside of ESPN thinks that.
Well, I mean, you gotta. Clip has a great line. It's if you really want to get people riled up, you make a list and you leave off somebody.
Yeah.
And then it'll just make everybody go nuts. So I mean, really, these guys gotta manufacture a conversation when the football talking heads, because they've leaned so much into ESPN being, or any sports is football dominates. So they gotta say something, and I hate mock drafts. I hate the draft season. It's not that I'm not interested in acquisitions and how to make a team better, but it's all this rampant speculation. I mean, look, it's kind of the odds of forecasting a draft are less than getting an NCAA bracket right, probably.
Yeah.
And that's 1 trillion. You know what I mean? There's 7 rounds. So, I mean, looking at all you do is look at positions on your team that you would like to see improved, and then you start looking at players that are on those lists.
Yeah.
And other than that, you have no insight. And I just like to get to know the players after we draft them, instead of spending so much time. I mean, how much time do people have, right?
Yeah. What I've done this year, or just in the last week, look at the top 30 visits. I think that's more more productive than looking at these mock drafts, because these are the guys they're actually bringing in, the guys they're looking at to draft, which Anthony Smith is a Raiders top 30 visit. Yeah. Excited about that, and I don't even have to do a deep dive. I covered every single game he played.
There's I think we calculated it one year. I mean, doing the podcast 14 years now, so it's been 13 drafts. This would be our 14th draft, I guess, because we started after one of the years. But I think we calculated is like what the percentage of the draft picks that your team picks based on the visits.
Yeah.
And it's something like, it's almost like 100%, right? It's like there's maybe one or two teams in the league that will like pick somebody that they didn't meet with, or they don't meet with somebody because they don't want people to be like, no, they're on the radar, I guess. So, yeah, I mean, that is, if you want to see who the team is really interested in, and that probably gives you insight, too, because they're meeting with 30. They're not going to have 30 picks. But if they're meeting with 10 tackles and only 3 running backs, I mean, that gives you some insight, to like what they feel like is in their range. And there's so much movement and things. Did you see, speaking of it, just since we're just filling Panthers conversation, the Brant Tillis press conference, this guy, Dennis Cox, he works for the Fan in Raleigh, and he does the Matt Rule impressions. Do you remember the guy that did the Matt Rule impressions?
I don't think so.
He was really good at it. And it's a Zoom meeting, and they're going around, and they must have, Brant Tillis had the worst start to the press conference. The first journalist was muted or froze. He said he froze later on in the press conference. There was like this long pause at another, like, and they at one point said, "Any questions for Brant?" Like, no. And then this, like, following up on that, this girl, this just very a beautiful voice, seemed very well spoken, but made the journalist mistake of going, she's starting to ask her question. She goes, "I lost my train of thought," and then tried to pick, like, just don't say it. Just get your train of thought. But this guy, Dennis Cox, I think he was probably producing the show on the radio at the same time this press conference came up, and then they call him and they say, you guys get access. Well, he had this output audio to the Zoom call to the radio station, and they ran they were running a FanDuel ad. So the GM's sitting there, and it's like the host is just straight reading this FanDuel ad, and he's just bewildered. So that was the most fun part of Panther Nation this year. It's like, so you guys are in there doing it. It's the stream. He's streaming. He's probably got a Zoom up on the computer he's running the stream on. And fortunately for them, is FanDuel turns out to be the official NFL. Yeah. Imagine if it was like Prize Picks or something.
Yeah. I've said it multiple times. I think we've gone too far with the sports betting. I would like to see some pull back the reins a little bit.
I don't get into it that much. I hate to lose money.
I haven't bet in a while, just because like I had like $250 in the account. I was killing it, and then within 2 days it's gone.
Yeah,
it's like I should have just taken that money out.
I like, if I am going to gamble, I like to play cards or something. I have a little bit more statistical insight.
Or at least like me and all my friends, we're broke, so we just play like poker for quarters. Like every chip's a quarter. It's like, I get the fun of gambling, and I don't lose a lot of money.
Yeah, I just hate losing money. I get sad. I think that's also why I always lose in gambling, right? They say if you go to Vegas, you got to bring money that you're just willing to like set on fire on the table and it not bother you.
Yeah, I think.
And I like, if I lose $5, I'm bothered.
When I went to Vegas, I think I was there for 2 hours. My first 2 hours in the casino, I had already lost like $600.
Yeah. Oh, it'll go quick, man. Those runs come and go.
Yeah. So at least the Panthers, like, it's not a drama-filled offseason.
No, we haven't really had much.
The Raiders, it can never just be smooth sailing. I mean, we've already had the Max Crosby
thing. Give me the deets. Yeah, you got that.
I already know something's going to happen. I mean, last year it was Christian Wilkins who got cut like 3 weeks before the season for, I don't even know what he was doing. They said kissing somebody's forehead. You don't cut somebody for kissing the guy's forehead. It had to be a lot more than that. Right. Everybody in the locker room was so uncomfortable answering questions about it. But I kind of like how
creepy.
John Spytek has handled the Max Crosby situation, because you have Eric DeCosta coming out and just giving the full story. Max Crosby's giving his full story, and John Spytek just says, it didn't go our way. We're glad to have him back. It's like he never left. It's like any other year, this would be set the building on fire. screw the Ravens. But I think we finally have some even-headed people in there.
Yeah, I think the fact that you were able to pull off a giant free agency and it not ruin that.
Yeah, we still have like $30 million in
which
cap.
is crazy. Like what? Like I don't even understand that.
We're
like,
paying nobody. We're not paying a quarterback. I think
they only have one player on the roster that makes like $10 million or something.
Colt
like that.
Miller, I think, makes $15 a year, and that is the only person we've paid.
It's just an insane number. I mean, like when you say not paying anybody, it's like they don't even have people on the team.
Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of the like top guys are just rookies.
Yeah,
Ashton Genty, Brock Bowers. That's it. Like,
what else? Is there any other NFL drama that's happened in the last? Former Raider Mims is like, I think he's getting paroled.
Oh, Ruggs.
Yeah,
Not
he's
Mims.
up for parole. Sorry, Mims.
I think in August.
Yeah,
and
he said he wanted to play for the Cowboys.
He should not be allowed to play again.
You don't think so?
No, like he's responsible for the death of a lady and her dog. I mean, the dog didn't really care.
Yeah.
But I mean, like.
That's a tough question to like deal with. Is like, at what point is your punishment, your social punishment?
He was sentenced to like 80 years.
I know, and he's
40.
4.
Either way, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I can't think of. I mean, the only one I can think of is Mike Vick, but it wasn't this heinous.
I am famously one of the few people in the world that likes Mike Vick more than after the dog incident than before, because it got him out of the NFC South.
Yeah,
that's what I always said. It's like,
I guess that's a good
finally
point.
get this guy, get this headache away from me. I think that you're onto something there. Is if the sentencing is just or not, right? And or if it's just like these numbers. It's kind of like, are these sentencing, like these years that they put in prison, kind of like the old school football contracts where it said this crazy number, but then they could cut you, and then not pay all of that.
I don't think we had to pay. We might have. I don't know. But like, I get this was way after his football career, but like even with OJ, he was found not guilty, but I don't think he would have been welcomed back open arms. Ray Lewis allegedly killed somebody. They didn't get.
I always heard that he just didn't snitch on who did.
Okay. I don't know.
It's funny how some things stick to certain people and some don't, right?
Yeah.
Some people get that, like, is whatever their crime, like, is there always this? Ray Lewis has not had that follow him as much.
Yeah. But it's just crazy how.
My favorite, Plaxico Burress, I loved him.
He did
shot himself.
Yeah,
he shot himself.
He had a gun in New York.
Yeah.
That's the only crime he committed.
But what an idiot! We'll put in the waistband of a pair of sweatpants.
The safety must have not been on. I mean, that's code safety
dummy
101. But UFL starts tonight. Do you have any interest in this?
Totally. I'm all in. I probably
I got clipped for like the host of UFL Today or whatever because I said it's a bad product, and they're like, this guy's wearing a Raiders jersey, calling something a bad product.
Oh wow!
I'm like, I think I know what bad.
Who got
football
you?
is. James Baker, the host of UFL. Whatever.
Oh really?
Yeah.
How did he find you?
I have
Just
no
on
idea.
This show?
I feel like Clip might have sent it to him.
That's awesome.
Because Clip retweeted it, and I sent him something. He's like, "Oh, just a bad day for you, huh?"
Okay, hold on. Let me get the names because I've already written them off. The Birmingham Stallions have, who is the dang backup quarterback or the quarterback?
Matt Corral.
Matt Corral starting for them.
He is.
Deontay Brown, who was this giant lineman we picked from Alabama, who they just said was too fat to play offensive line, and people liked him, so he was a fan. He's playing. There's some other, I think, who is it? It's a former safety of ours is coaching in the league. Great. So there are I guess if those are the fun stories, if you want to look at it for 5 minutes, if you're interested. I think the other thing is we have a caller that calls into our show who keeps up with all alternative football. And there's turns out he does an alternative football update for us each week. And some of the listeners don't like it because they're like, what the heck? Who cares about this? And then I kind of dig it because then I don't watch any of it. I'm never going to watch it. And it's a fun way for me to learn about it. But there's a lot of these in these different leagues, these different rules that are wild.
They were showing something, and it's like if a field goal is 60-plus yards,
you have 4 points.
4 points.
Yeah.
What did a 7-year-old come up with this?
You could go with a 2-point conversion. You can go with a 3-point conversion.
Yeah, a three-pointer from the 8-yard line.
Yeah. So I think some of these now, I think they changed it so 1 foot. They're 1 foot like college.
Yeah, that's normal.
That's a catch. But there's another league that he was telling us about that I don't know if they proposed it. The rule change was in the fourth quarter. The whole rules of the game changed. It goes to arena football.
Yeah.
So it's like traditional football for 3 quarters, and then they play arena football league rules. And it was like, imagine the strategy if you're a coach.
Yeah.
You got to draw up 2 game plans.
Like Ted Ginn Jr. is a coach.
Yeah.
AJ McCarron's a coach. Like, what? I'm supposed to care
I think
about
he's
this?
with the Birmingham Stallions too. So yeah, we're gonna watch this. Is really what I'm most interested in is our former Cody Lack, who is on a sabbatical from the podcast. We're hoping he comes back, but he loves some Matt Corral, and he like took on the role of the Bryce hater from the in the band, and he used to say Matt Corral was better. And then,
sounds like my dad.
And then he threw 1 touchdown in the UFL, and he was like, "Look, if we had this, we'd be killed." And this was like Bryce's rookie year. And so today, I've asked everybody to inundate Cody Lack's timeline with Matt Corral and this Birmingham Stallions, and then we're gonna start getting them. I'll be like, man, I bet you the Birmingham Stallions can beat the Carolina Panthers and see how many.
Well, I'm looking forward to it to see Rajay Harris get his shot because I believe that he can succeed in the NFL. Isaiah Winstead, one of my favorite Pirates of all time, playing for the Louisville Kings. I'm excited for it for that reason, but I am not it starts tonight. I'm going to watch that over St. John's Duke. Like, that's crazy.
I probably won't watch anything. I probably just watch a television show. I don't know. I always tell myself I'm going to watch this stuff and then I forget.
Yeah. That's another thing. Like, every time the Super Bowl ends, it's like, man, we're going to miss football. But then this stuff comes around and nobody watches it. I think you kind of need that break.
I do.
Yeah.
I need to just focus on other parts of my life instead of just completely being glued to a sport, so.
Especially with how much I care about my teams. I'm just glad the Hornets are winning.
It gets you stressed. I mean, especially for me. It turns out that I'm more emotional over this stuff than maybe I've been getting better. I was starting to get numb, but as soon as the Panthers started to show a little life again, then that kind of investment came back to where it's like, I have one friend that his wife says that if the Panthers lose, she doesn't talk to you don't talk to him for 2 days, and it was so bad, I think, that she said because they were losing so much that he stopped watching the games and then just would watch them later in the week because it was ruining their marriage, man. I was like, dang.
Oh, man. Well, we got a lot of other stuff to get to, so we're going to let you go, Tony.
All right, man.
Appreciate you coming in during the slow time of year, but always fun.
Yeah. We'll be here each Friday, right?
C3 Panther Podcast. Anything coming up?
Tuesday night, 9 p.m. No, we're trudging through. So this is the time of year we right before the draft, we do historical stuff. So maybe we'll look at old players or old games or something like that.
All right, sounds good. Let's take a break. On the other side, we got Dan Nerdahl, Alamo Audible, and he'll talk to us about UTSA and what we can expect from the Roadrunners tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday in baseball. We'll be right back after this break.
It's bow time.
Finally, lunchtime. I'm starving.
What's that?
This is the Bojangler from Bojangles.
With the same bold flavor as their chicken?
The same.
And fries?
The same.
Huh. Well, I've got a PB&J.
Yeah, that's not the same.
A crispy fish fillet dusted in Bo's famous seasoning. With cheese and tartar sauce on a fluffy bun, the Bojangler's back. Hook one while you can. It's bow time.
Hi, I'm sure you heard the bells and whistles next door. We're just securing your neighbor's house with the smart home features like cameras and security.
I'm sorry, who are you?
Oh, hi, yes, I'm Mike with SCI Technologies. Eastern North Carolina's premier security provider. We do fire alarm, audio, video, and security.
Ooh, how can you help me?
Give us a call, 252-321-7006 for a complimentary quote. Or you can email us at info@scitekes.com.
At Tiebreakers, we pride ourselves on serving
big, juicy wings.
I'm talking
big and juicy.
Our chickens are the same ones that kick sand in the other chickens' faces. If our chickens played football, they'd be linebackers. The competition's chickens, they'd be
skinny little kickers.
Trade those kickers in for linebackers. Join us today for
big, juicy wings.
All season long at Tiebreakers.
Tiebreakers, with 2 locations in Greenville and on Railroad Street in Winterville.
Ready to take the road less traveled? This March, get behind the wheel of a new 2026 Subaru Outback Premium at Capital Subaru of Greenville. Lease it now for $365 a month for 36 months. And don't forget about the Subaru A Lot to Love event, all happening right now at Capital Subaru of Greenville, off Memorial Drive or online at capitalofgreenville.com. Proud official partner of the ECU Pirates. Price does not include licensing costs or registration fees. See dealer for details. Offer expires March 31st, 2026.
Pirate fans, there's nothing like a home game at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium, and it takes all of Pirate Nation to make it so special. Season tickets are on sale now, starting for as low as $75 a ticket. Payment plans and other season ticket benefits are available to those who lock in their tickets early. For more information or to purchase your tickets, head to ECUPirates.com or call the ECU Athletics Ticket Office at 1-800-DIAL-ECU.
If you're hungry for a great steak with honest-to-goodness flavor, head over to Larry's Steakhouse, open Monday through Saturday at 11 a.m., serving up hand-cut, aged ribeyes, tender grilled salmon, bold grilled shrimp, and juicy grilled pork chops, all right off the flame. Pile your plate high with a 25-item salad bar. Try one of our hearty daily lunch specials. Larry's Steakhouse, good food, good folks, and a good time. Located at 2800 East 10th Street across from the old Highway Patrol Station. Call 751-6510 for takeout and reservations. Larry's Steakhouse.
College is hectic, but where you live shouldn't be. At Pirates Cove, you get your own quiet space and private bathroom. With 2 pools, a fitness center, EV chargers, the only student property with a new soccer mini pitch field, a business room for focus, and a quick ride to campus. No dorms, no drama, just the lifestyle you're looking for. Pirates Cove isn't just where you stay, it's where you live.
Before anyone walks into your business, the outside is what they see. Make sure your first impression is a good impression with the right curb appeal. Hi, this is Daniel Andrews from Dan Andrews Lawn Service. We specialize in making your business look great. Let us handle all your professional landscaping needs. We do it all so you don't ever have to worry. Residential services are also available. Call us today at 717-8006 and we'll come out and give you a free quote. Taking care of your landscaping needs is all we do, and we've been doing it for over 20 years. You can trust our reliable team at Dan Andrews Lawn Service, covering all of Eastern North Carolina.
This is Ethan Norby, left-handed pitcher for the ECU Pirates, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, voice of Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. The Pirate Radio app is available now, powered by Carolina Caliber. Download the app today and have Pirate Radio at your fingertips. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Michaels and Gateway Family and Cosmetic Dentistry has been Greenville's premier dental practice for over 40 years. Their mission is to provide exceptional dental care with compassion, integrity, and innovation, ensuring every patient leaves with a healthy, confident smile. Visit them at 2330 Hemby Lane in Greenville or give them a call at 752-1600. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's J-Bone.
All right, let's quickly get to this interview with Dan Nerdahl. Alamo Audible, Round the Bird Bath podcast, talking UTSA baseball. Caught up with him earlier today to preview this weekend series. Here it is. All right, joining us today on Pirate Radio Live, Dan Nerdahl from the Alamo Audible and Round the Bird Bath baseball podcast, covering UTSA baseball. We're going to take a look at this weekend's series, East Carolina and UTSA. Dan, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I mean, anytime you got UTSA and ECU the last couple of years, the series have always been exciting, always dramatic. Looking forward to it. Always have it penciled on the schedule, see when they're coming to town. So,
the Roadrunners are 18-7 currently. Just run us through their season so far.
Yeah, I mean, probably definitely off like last year, if you pay attention, obviously they won the regular season title in the American. They went into Austin and won the Austin Regional, got their first ever regional win, first ever super regional appearance, and kind of cool beating the mothership. Like I know you guys have a lot of beef sometimes with UNC Chapel Hill, so kind of similar with that. So a lot of fun with that. Probably the biggest hype coming in the season, and then game one, 25, 23 pitches in the season, our ace, Rob Orlowski, goes down with a shoulder injury. You guys are dealing with that too, unfortunately. It just seems like there's injuries everywhere. But they've just kind of, that mid-major, it's not for the faint of heart, kind of that next man up mentality. And guys have been stepping up. The offense has just been humming, really moving along. Pitching has had some bumps in the road. You kind of knew coming into the season the pitching was going to be a little down. They lost Zach Royce and Braylon Owens to the draft. Both went top 10 or in the top 10 rounds. So you knew that was going to be an area of concern to begin with. And then when Rob goes down, that's something else to deal with. But they're moving along. I mean, they won their first weekend series for conference play, went into FAU. Coach McCormick, he always has a good squad, and so they looked good. So they're moving along.
Who has stepped up into that ace role now?
So it's still a little bit to be determined. They got Connor Miles. He's a lefty out of Australia. He's been with the team for a few years now. He's last week they actually kind of used a little bit on Friday, like a bullpen game. Connor Kelly, who he was kind of the stopper last year. Like Rob was the main stopper last year, kind of how Sean Jenkins is being used this year for ECU. And then Connor Kelly was another like mid to longer relief option. And Connor Kelly started the season. He kind of slid into that Friday night role when Rob went down. He's kind of struggled a little bit with his command, so he's back in the bullpen right now. So they don't really have a true ace. They've got two starters in Connor Miles and Kendall Dove who have the potential to go 5+, 6+, but sometimes they kind of struggle a little bit when they get in that fourth inning and the pitch count starts to get a little higher. So
Pat Hallmark, coach of the Roadrunners. I remember last offseason there were some discussions. Maybe he goes to San Diego State, talks with his contract. How did that all get resolved?
Yeah, so there was very shortly after the season ended, it kind of came to light that, and he actually was the one who mentioned, he said, hey, my contract's up. It sounds like there was kind of a clerical error in an addendum they made, and the date was wrong, and kind of an opportunity for him, almost the way like when you have that player that's in a contract year, they just light the world on fire and the ball's in their court. So he's like, hey, I want to use this opportunity to really make sure that my team and my guys get taken care of. He wanted more of an investment from administration with RevShare, and kudos to President Amy and Dr. Campos. They stepped up and made that happen. He wanted to have some discussions on where things are moving forward with the facilities, and there's plans in place for a very, very much needed development center. If your listeners have been out to the Bird Bath for a series, then they know it's not the best stadium, and that's putting it pretty nicely. It needs a lot of work. It is what it is, but they came to an agreement. They gave him a bump in pay, and I don't even think he was really concerned about that. He just wanted to know that the investment from administration and the buy-in was going to be there. I mean, y'all have kind of gotten used to this a little bit, but y'all know what a Supers run can do for a program, especially a mid-major program. And so it kind of put the program on notice, and a lot of people came calling, and he's like, hey, I want to stay here. I like it here. He's been in San Antonio now. If you look at his time at UIW, a little shy of 10 years, and he has no problem calling it home. He just wanted that buy-in from the administration, and they did enough, and hopefully they can continue to give that to them as the program continues to deserve it.
Dan Nerdahl joining us today on Pirate Radio Live. How much of the Pirates have you seen this season, and just what have your overall thoughts been so far?
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. I mean, anytime you got a program like mid-major or a mid-major program like ECU, especially if they're in your conference, you want to watch them. So if UTSA is playing, I'll try to have ECU on an iPad on another screen. If UTSA is not playing, different times, I'll make sure I'm watching the ECU game. Respect their program, respect what Coach Godwin has done with that program. And I think in a lot of ways they play pretty similar to UTSA, and you kind of saw this for the first time back in 2024 when they came to the Bird Bath for the first time. And they run the bases hard. They're aggressive. They're going to play small ball. They're going to be really good with the situational game. And it was interesting. Before that series, I was actually interviewing Coach Hallmark, and he just perfectly laid out their style of baseball. And he knew exactly how they're going to play and kind of the things they do. And that was a lot of what they did. And so I think what really impresses me right now is the offense. You know, they've got some guys, obviously, you know, y'all know this, but Davin Whitaker, Braden Burris, Jack Herring. I tend, when I look at a team, I try to look at those guys that they can hurt you a lot of different ways. Because if you can isolate someone, you can remove them from the game pretty easily. When you have guys like that trio, where they can draw walks, they can hit for power, they can get on base, they can play the small ball, and that's not even getting into Colby Wallace, Austin Irby, and Grady Lenahan. So the offense is definitely going to be something to watch for, especially with UTSA kind of struggling a little bit on the mound, and they've had some games where the pitching hasn't been there, a lot of walks, defense doesn't help out, so some opportunities to get exploited by a powerful offense. And then I mean, obviously, pitching wise, Ethan Norby, like right when he's on, he's on. And what's crazy about Norby is his off days aren't even really that off. It's like he gave up like his off day is a pretty good day for your average pitcher. So gonna be curious to see what they do tonight with Norby, and kind of curious if they, like I was talking on my podcast with my co-host, and I said I could see them trying to get 6+ from Norby and then bring in Sean Jenkins to kind of close it out and really open the series with that win.
Yeah, and the game against Duke Tuesday, that seems kind of like a Sean Jenkins situation, but we didn't see him, so I assume we see him tonight. But the big question is going into Saturday and Sunday, the injuries to Gavin Van Kempen and Colby Weber. We don't know what their injury status is. I tried to ask Tuesday, was unable to get that question out. But I'm assuming they'll probably see Ryan Towers, Brett and Tolik. They were supposed to be weekend starters last year before their injuries. What do you think UTSA can do to put pressure on these pitchers?
Yeah, so I mean, anytime you have an ace like Norby, you want to try to get him out of the game as quick as you can.
Yeah.
With the unfortunate reality of Van Kempen being down and Weber being down. And I mean, Van Kempen, I was looking at his stats. I mean, he was rocking and rolling more consistent than Norby was. I mean, his strikeout to walk ratio was like, holy cow. So they've got to get to Norby early. And you saw this last year with him. He works really quickly. And I'm curious to see, because UTSA, they've shown that they can be really disciplined at the plate, and they're not going to swing at something just because it's in the strike zone. They're going to wait for their pitch. They might try to run at the count a little bit. And so I think for UTSA, it's just going to be getting to that bullpen and putting the pressure on Coach Godwin to maybe use somebody in a spot that he doesn't want to, keep the game within reach. And really for UTSA, when you play in a way, because they can slug. I mean, they've got 36 home runs on the season. A little higher at this point than normal, but they can also kind of slow down a little bit too with the bats. And so I think for them, the biggest thing is they've just got to be able to play their game. If they feel like they need to really put some big innings together, then they kind of get away from their game a little bit and they start to lose some discipline at the plate. They start to swing at some pitches maybe they shouldn't and not have those quality at bats you want to see.
Dan Nerdahl joining us. Dan, before we let you go, just give us some names to watch for UTSA this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, pitching-wise, Sam Simmons, he's kind of the stopper role that you've seen Riojas, Simon Miller, and Rob Orlowski be. Sam's a little bit of a different stopper than those names mentioned. He's not going to necessarily blow by you 95, 96. The biggest thing that Sam's going to do is he can kind of throw from two different arm slots, and he'll even do that in the same at bat. He'll kind of come over the shoulder like traditional, and then he'll kind of come a little bit more of a sidewinder to mix it up. Mike DiBattista out of the pen, he can have some innings. They've got a trio of pitchers that are freshmen that have kind of shown some glimpses of skill. Chris Gutierrez, Ryan Self, and Jay Qualia. And then at the plate, I mean, Drew Detlefson, Lane Hayworth, Caden Miller, Jacob Silva, Drew Detlefson has some pretty good raw power. Kane Miller is probably the most pure hitter in the lineup. He's a lefty. He can draw the walk. He can send a double into the gap. He can send one over the fence. So if they can limit Detlefson, Hayworth, and Miller, then I think offensively they're going to be, or pitching wise, they're going to be feeling good about their performance they're churning out.
Dan, thank you so much, man. Before we let you go, let the people know where they can find your stuff.
Yeah, so I'm on Twitter. It's Alamo ABB_Dan. I don't have like a podcast page. I just run it from my own personal page, and then my podcast drops on the Alamo Audible feed channel. It will be called Around the Bird Bath. That's how you know it's a baseball episode. So,
all right, man. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, there was Dan Nerdahl, Alamo Audible, Round the Bird Bath Baseball Podcast for UTSA. Going to be an interesting series, big-time series, as UTSA reigning, defending regular season American Conference champions. ECU looking to get back to the top, and it all starts this weekend. Hopefully going to have a lineup out here soon, and we'll give that to you. But let's get a break in, and on the other side, we'll talk some more baseball and spring football. Will Wade, NC State, everything big going on in sports. Duke St. John's plays tonight. So we'll have that and much more on the other side of this break. Pirate Radio Love.
Michaels & Gateway Cosmetic and Family Dentistry has been Greenville's premier dental practice for over 40 years. I am Dr. Chris Gateway, and our mission at Michaels & Gateway is to provide exceptional dental care with compassion, integrity, and innovation, ensuring every patient leaves with a healthy, confident smile. Doctors Michaels & Gateway are committed to providing an outstanding patient experience with every visit. Not only do we offer all your dental needs under one roof, in most cases, we can take care of those needs on the same day. Bring your smile to us at Michaels & Gateway Cosmetic and Family Dentistry.
Spring is a great time to plant flowers, trees, and bushes. When planting your landscape, please keep in mind that you should never plant anything within 3 feet of a gas, electric, or water meter. The same thing applies if you have an electric transformer in your yard, except keep plants 8 feet clear of the front in case crews need access during a storm or an outage. Always remember to call 811 at least 3 business days before you dig to avoid underground lines. This important safety message is from your neighbors at Greenville Utilities.
CopyPro, the professional office systems people, have been serving Eastern North Carolina since 1971. From Greenville to Wilmington, businesses trust CopyPro for reliable technology, award-winning service, and top brands like Konica Minolta and Ricoh. Need multi-function printers, document management, or network solutions? CopyPro delivers powerful tools backed by certified technicians and a team dedicated to your success. CopyPro, professional people, professional systems, powerful results. Visit copypro.net or call 756-3175 today.
Your future is full of possibilities, and Pitt Community College can help you explore every option. You can earn a degree, learn a trade, transfer to a university, or launch a new career. We offer the support you need to succeed with flexible schedules, affordable tuition, and programs designed for the real world. Your path, your future, your college. Pitt Community College. Register now.
At Children's Health Services, we understand the importance of your child's well-being. This is Dr. Chris Osmick, and our mission is to provide comprehensive, patient-centered health care through every stage of child development, starting the day they are born in the hospital. We are not just here to treat illnesses. We are here to partner with you on your child's health journey. Schedule your appointment today to build a brighter, healthier world for your children.
Hey everybody, this is Parker Bird. Visit our friends at Children's Health Services on Arlington Boulevard on 10th Street and at childrenshealthservices.org. Go Pirates.
A quick getaway to paradise is as easy as breezing into 34 Degrees North restaurant at the Beaufort Hotel. Enjoy coastal Carolina cuisine featuring fresh local seafood or savor their hand-cut steaks. It's the premier dining destination on the Crystal Coast. The waterfront restaurant serves breakfast, lunch, dinner, and their popular weekend brunch. 34 Degrees North restaurant in Beaufort is open daily. Visit their website, 34degreesnorthrestaurant.com, or call 252-838-7250. 34 Degrees North restaurant at the Beaufort Hotel.
Are you tired of dealing with IT headaches? Does this sound familiar? Phones, Wi-Fi, or email always acting up? Are you afraid of phishing scams, data breaches, or ransomware attacks? Every minute your systems are down, you're losing money. If you're nodding your head, it's time to call cybersharks.net. We handle IT so you can focus on growing your business. Fast, reliable, and always there when you need us. Call 321-7800 today and get IT support that actually works. Cybersharks.net. We keep your business swimming.
Come celebrate the next big Pirates win at the Rick House. The Rick House is Greenville and Eastern North Carolina's premier American-themed restaurant.
I'm Jeremy Shelton, General Manager at the Rick House. Come see us for a big city feel right here in Greenville. I guarantee you'll have a great experience.
We feature the very best bourbons around. Our made-from-scratch pastas are to die for, and nobody does steak like the Rick House. We also feature an early dining special from 4 to 6. Come see us at the Rick House, Red Banks Road in Greenville.
This is Dixon Williams, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. The Pirate Radio app is available now. Powered by Carolina Caliber. Download the app today and have Pirate Radio at your fingertips. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Mustache March is back. The Buck, Dirty Dan's, and OTs has teamed up once again with Pirate Radio for their annual Mustache March campaign to strike out ALS. Now through the end of the month, you can support the cause by grabbing an official Mustache March t-shirt for only $20, available now at The Buck, Dirty Dan's, and Overtime Tavern. 100% of the proceeds will go directly to ALS research. So grow out the stash, grab a shirt, and help us strike out ALS. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's J-Bone.
All right. Thank you, Shirley. Thank you, Mackay. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Zach. God. Friday, man. Ready to go home. Nah, got a good rest of the show for you. We'll get to Danny Beal after our interview between Jonathan Ellerby and Matt Big Guy Maloney coming up at 5 o'clock. You're not going to want to miss it. Jam-packed hour 3. We got a couple minutes here. We can just free ball it, bounce around, talk some topics. And I do want to start NASCAR. Tyler Reddick gets his 4th win of the season this past Sunday in Darlington. Didn't get a chance to catch all that because we were covering ECU UAB, and then we had Jay Glazer speaking to the baseball team afterwards. Great event this Sunday and Monday. Had a ball. Glad everybody got to experience that. But on the NASCAR note, in Martinsville this weekend, this Sunday. This is probably my favorite stretch of the year when we go Darlington, Martinsville, and then Bristol. Bristol, my favorite track. Denny Hamlin, previous winner at Martinsville. I could see another Tyler Reddick win. I could see a Christopher Bell win, even though he's been kind of cold ever since he made some comments. Nothing controversial, just... it's kind of funny. I'm not going to repeat it because I don't want to get in trouble. But it's not, like I said, nothing bad. But he said that his last win was for Charlie Kirk, and he hasn't won since. Kind of funny. Denny Hamlin, previous winner at Martinsville. We could see him. I think Kyle Larson. Obviously, Tyler Reddick. I think you gotta talk Bubba Wallace. There's a handful of folks who could get this one. I'm still holding out hope for Kyle Busch. I'm a Rowdy fan. I want Kyle Busch to get back towards the top, but it seems like his best days are behind him, and it seems like the Joe Gibbs, Ty Gibbs thing, him being pushed out of Joe Gibbs Racing, has really caused the downfall of his career. But I'm holding out hope that one race this season we see Rowdy back in victory lane. Not looking likely, though. Kyle Busch not running good. Hopefully, Carson Hocevar has emerged as my new favorite. Hopefully, Carson Hocevar can get up there. He was at the Hornets game last night, got to witness a great one. And one thing that stood out to me about this Hornets game was DaBaby, the rapper DaBaby, just wreaking havoc, cursing out every Knick fan. just acting like a fan should, cursing at the opposing fans, ripping his shirt, dapping up Brandon Miller. Fun sight to see. You know, the Knicks, they have Spike Lee, they have Timothy Chalamet, we have DaBaby, we have Wes Miller, we have Drake May on the side. We have some very, very fun people at these games. But Hornets get a big one last night. They got a back-to-back this weekend. Sixers at home tomorrow, and then the big one, the Celtics, which you'll hear me and Danny Beal talk about later in this program. That's a big one. We've talked about it a good amount on this show. Hornets 1.5 game back of the 6th spot, trying to get out of that play-in and solidify themselves as a playoff team. They're just the team you don't want to play. They really are. 23-6 since January 2nd. They've averaged an 18-point differential in all these wins, the most of any team ever, including the 2017 Warriors, including those 90s Bulls, including some of the best teams to ever do it, those early 2000s Lakers, those early 2000s Spurs. This team is the greatest offensive team of all time, but that's not the shocker. That's not the one that sticks out, that's glaring. They were one of the worst defenses in the league at the beginning part of this year when we were 9-26 or whatever it was. And ever since things flipped, ever since things changed, we are now one of the best defensive teams in the league. And that is coaching right there, folks. That's Charles Lee. He should be coach of the year. Obviously, they'll probably give it to J.B. Bickerstaff, who's done a phenomenal job with the Pistons and their turnaround. But I think you got to look at Charles Lee. I think when you look at an award like Coach of the Year, I think you got to go to last year's results and see what that was and how they improved. The Pistons, look, them being the 1 seed, that is phenomenal. Good turnaround, good rebuild for the Detroit Pistons. But they were in the playoffs last year. They were giving teams some troubles. They were a good team, and they went from a good team to a great team. We went from a bottom feeder, one of the worst teams in the league, one of the worst franchises of all time, to now being in the national conversation. That's why I'm about to get emotional. The Hornets are great. Somebody who's not great, Will Wade. What a scumbag. Not a surprise. That was like one of the main concerns for everybody when Will Wade was hired at NC State to be the basketball coach. Hey, this is a stepping stone. He wants to get back to the SEC. He wants to get to a bigger program. And I don't think Will Wade expected this when he took the job, but he seemed to think that competing against Duke and Carolina would not be a big task for him. It's a big task for every coach at NC State. Even if you can beat Duke and Carolina, which Will Wade did this year. Granted, they were down Visar and Caleb Wilson. They did beat Carolina, but they had some struggles elsewhere where you can't have those struggles. Struggles against Boston College. Struggles against Stanford. He lost to teams he shouldn't have lost to. And just the way they ended the season after that Carolina game, that's a fireable offense. But in your first year, I don't think expectations should have been high. But then you learn how much money he got to build that roster. $10 million. It wasn't what was promised to him. He was promised 12. But either way, you had $10 million. And you constructed a terrible roster. I think just a bad job from Will Wade all around. And you look at a guy, I was listening to Ovius and Giglio on the way home yesterday. They're very plugged in to NC State and what's going on with Will Wade. And they brought up a good comparison. Look at Ryan Odom. Ryan Odom got $10 million to construct his roster. And Virginia was a top 3 seed. They were a 3 seed in their region when it comes to the NCAA tournament. But they were one of the best teams in the ACC, one of the best teams in the country. And Ryan Odom did that with the same amount of money Will Wade got in the same conference, in the same, kind of location. Virginia is the top tier school in their state, but you're still in the ACC. You're still competing with Carolina and Duke. And Ryan Odom did what he did this year, and Will Wade failed drastically. That's my point. Also, Boo Corrigan deserves a lot of blame. This is another thing I learned listening to Ovius and Giglio yesterday. Will Wade's buyout was $3 to $5 million, somewhere in that range. It is $3 to $5 million at NC State. Ryan Odom's is 15. This was a glaring concern that Will Wade was treating NC State as a stepping stone, and you set his buyout at $3 to $5 million. Ryan Odom seems to be the long-term solution for Virginia basketball. And he had such a quick turnaround, but nobody's expecting him to leave, and yet the buyout is still $15 million. Now, I mean, if Kansas comes knocking, if Michigan, if like one of the big programs in college athletics comes knocking, of course Ryan Odom would leave. But that was not looked at the same as Will Wade going to State. Will Wade always wanted to make it back to LSU. And now they have one of the most insufferable, easiest to hate coaching staffs amongst all of college athletics. I mean, you talk about Lane Kiffin, Will Wade, and Kim Mulkey. If you would have told me that amongst all LSU coaches, Kim Mulkey would be the most likable come March 27th, 2026, I would have called you crazy. Kim Mulkey treats people terribly. I don't want to call her a terrible person. I don't know Kim Mulkey. But by God, at least she wins. What has Lane Kiffin ever won? What has Will Wade ever won for them to be so sought after? Lane Kiffin had it pretty good at Ole Miss, and he said, no, I want something more. And that is the problem in college athletics. Everybody wants more. Everybody's so greedy. They can't see what they have right in front of them and just appreciate that. Ole Miss was in the playoffs, and he said, I'm good. I'm going to go to LSU where everything's a question. College sports is just becoming difficult to love. But you got to look at the Miami Ohios of college basketball, the ECU football, the things that still make you want to care and make you want to love college sports. But that certainly is not what's going on in LSU, NC State, North Carolina, all that kind of stuff. Let's take a break. On the other side, Jonathan Ellerby, Matt, Big Guy, Maloney. It's going to be a great conversation. Talk about his time at ECU, his recent retirement, and he's got some great stories of the voice, Jeff Charles. You're not going to want to miss it. We'll have that on the other side of this break.
Hey Pirates, it's Lindsey Gray with Carolina Caliber. Warm up from the winter with hot manufacturer rebates and store discounts. Buy any new Winchester Super X pump, Wildcat, Expert, or XPR, get $25 back. Getting ready for turkey season? Buy any new Winchester Super X pump shotgun, get $50 back. Or bring in the heat with a Savage $100 rebate on a Savage Renegade shotgun. Don't forget 50% off Nomad turkey gear. Shop online or stop by Carolina Caliber on Fire Tower Road in Winterville. It's a time-honored tradition.
Looking for friendly service and hometown convenience? Make a Country Mart in Pitt County. With 2 great locations already serving our community, Country Mart is your one-stop shop for fresh hot food, cold drinks, snacks, fuel, and everyday essentials, all with the fast, friendly service you can count on. And we're growing. A brand new location is coming soon on Highway 11 right across from Aiken-Crifton High School. From breakfast biscuits to afternoon pick-me-ups and the best fuel prices in town, Country Mart keeps Pitt County moving. Country Mart, local, convenient, and always friendly.
It's Budweiser's 150th anniversary, and we're celebrating with a Heritage Can series that honors our legacy of being made of America. Collect all 4 designs. For 150 years, this Bud's for you. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2026. Anheuser-Busch. Budweiser Lager Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Carolina Eagle Distributing is celebrating 150 years of Budweiser all year long. For 150 years, Budweiser has been the heart of America beer culture, bringing people together across generations. Cheers to 150 years. This Bud's for you from Carolina Eagle, serving the Pirate Nation since 1989.
Pirate Nation, your dream home starts with Unshakable Builders. Now building in Sutherland Estates in Greenville and Dolostone Court in Wilson, with homes available now. And stay tuned, Cross Creek Townhomes in Greenville and Whitaker Glen in Farmville are coming soon. Browse available homes, explore floor plans, and see past projects today at unshakablebuilders.com. Have questions? Use live chat, fill out the contact form, or call the office at 814-9105. Unshakable Builders, build on a solid foundation.
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Good news, business travelers. PGV and American Airlines has added a new early morning flight available now. Book today at aa.com and be on time for that connection in Charlotte. Fast, convenient, and close to home, PGV has American flights perfect for your next trip. PGV, where the Pirates fly.
I'm Sam Jones, and for more than 3 generations, my folks have kept the fires burning for Eastern North Carolina Whole Hog Barbecue. At Sam Jones, you'll find our smokehouse pumping out wood-fired meats, cooked fresh every single day. There are no freezers at our place. Everything, and we mean everything, is made fresh daily, including our sides, sweets, and sauces. Stop in and see us, and I bet you'll be able to taste our passion in just one bite. At Sam Jones Barbecue, you'll find plenty of smoke, but no mirrors.
Attention, Eastern Carolina. 360 Golf Carts just received a massive delivery of 40 new golf carts, and they're going fast. Right now, owner Brian Harris is celebrating with a special sale event, giving you the chance to upgrade and save big on your next ride. But hurry, with 40 carts and the best prices, they won't last long. 360 Golf Carts on Highway 43, just past D.H. Conley High School. Proud part of Pirates supporting Pirates.
Planning a special event, whether it's a baby shower, bridal luncheon, birthday party, or even a tailgate at Clark LeClaire Stadium, Chicken Salad Chick has you covered. Their fan favorite mini croissant platters is just one of many options to choose from, perfect for any occasion. With a variety of chicken salad flavors, there's something for everyone to enjoy. Let us do the work while you enjoy the event. Delicious, fresh, and served with a smile. Chicken Salad Chick Catering. Make every event memorable. Visit chickensaladchick.com to place your catering order. Just remember, you pick it up and we'll have it ready to go. Chicken Salad Chick, where every event is a little bit tastier.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, W224EI Greenville, WDLX Washington, and W281CH Washington. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by Carolina Eagle Distributing, celebrating 150 years of Budweiser all year long. This Bud's for you from Carolina Eagle, serving the Pirate Nation since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. You would do anything to keep your family safe, so don't leave safety to chance with national companies or do-it-yourself systems. SEI Technologies has recently merged with High-Tech Communications to become North Carolina's premier security, audio, and fire alarm provider. They have the most cost-effective solutions for your home or business's security and life safety needs. Call SEI Technologies today at 321-7006. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's J-Bone.
All right. Thank you, Shirley. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Makai. Zach, we'll see you down the road. Going out to cover some ECU spring football practice. Speaking of ECU football, somebody who is a big part of that with the Pirate Club, Matt Big Guy Maloney. Ellerby got a chance to catch up with him, what he's been up to since retirement, what his plans are for the future, and give a little couple good stories of Jeff Charles. Here is that conversation right now.
All right, welcome in to Pirate Radio Live today. Man, what a special treat in store for myself and everybody here as we have one of the biggest celebrities in Greenville, the one and only Matt Maloney, but most people may not know that, but they know Big Guy. Big Guy, thanks for spending some time with us.
Well, thanks for having me, Big Guy. I really appreciate it. I've always wanted to get with you, and thanks so much to you and your family. And by the way, great job the other day with that wonderful event you put on. Pirate Radio does so much for this community, so thank you and your great team at Pirate Radio.
Well, Big Guy, thank you. You are a legend when it comes to East Carolina athletics because of your longevity and loyalty to East Carolina, but because of the number of lives you've impacted. I mean, I can't think of anybody that's, had anything to be involved with East Carolina. When you say Big Guy, they know you, and man, you're one of the few people that I know of too, that everybody always has something great to say, and because you've been just such a positive impact to not only the university but this community, and that's just a huge hats off to you.
Well, it's been a blessing. I mean, I'm so fortunate when I got here in 1990, when Jimmy Bass made that call, and I went, gosh, got here, and I realized what unbelievable place it is, and just the growth we've seen. But I just reflect, I'm just so blessed and fortunate. It's been unbelievable. And when I started, maybe had the opportunity to go somewhere else. So why go anywhere else when this is one of the best places? We got one of the our fan base is tremendous. We got very passionate fans, and it just it's home, and great families like you, your mom. She was incredible at our Wake County chapter. She made sure we ran those meetings, and Marianne was and your dad, legendary people, So I just reflect on the great people, Big Guy. That's what it's all about.
Well, and you interacted with all of them because you saw. I mean, East Carolina changed a lot from when you came to 1990. Now you just did recently retire. I think that may be a short-term deal because I think you are going to come back in like an emeritus role, and still we can't ever let Big Guy go. But you mentioned a second ago, how often did you ever get approached or think about leaving East Carolina? Because ultimately you stayed, and which is awesome.
Well, Jonathan, there's a few opportunities for me, and I just reflect back on a couple of them. And when I kind of prayed about it, I go, there's no reason for me to leave. This is my home, and we've got a lot more to accomplish. And it just wasn't. Thought about it for a little bit, and I had some opportunities, but I go, why leave when you love such a place like East Carolina and Greenville and Eastern North Carolina?
When you think of the decades, because that's how long you were here, the 90s, the early 2000s, 2010 to 2020 to the last 6 years, have you had time to really reflect in this retirement period and think about, wow, look where I was, where East Carolina was, and where we both are here today?
Somewhat, yes. Because when you're around good people like y'all, and then you see some good friends that, you've done so many wonderful things with, and all the wonderful accomplishments, the Pirate Club and East Carolina University as a team we did for the decades. And you certainly, I guess when great question. When you go by and you see the Isley Indoor being built, and you see the Dickens Area baseball expansion, and then you see everything else that was accomplished back. You reflect back in 1999, look at our facilities, and then you forward today. Unbelievable. We have that is due to our donors, though. It's incredible support that allowed us to be a big time program like we are. So yeah, great question, Big Guy. I would definitely look back and see the great progress we have made.
A lot of physical changes, a lot of conference changes, a lot of just as you mentioned, what is here now, but what is not. I mean, Scales Fieldhouse, was that your first office? Is that where you originally started to work? Because it's not here anymore.
No, it's not, Big Guy. I was always in Ward.
Okay.
So Ward was built probably late
80s.
Late 80s, yeah.
Okay.
And so my first office was in Ward, but Scales was certainly, from baseball to so many other teams that were in there. Legendary place where some great stories back in the day. When you talk to like a Vern Davenport, and so many of the guys were back in Scales. A Mike Aman, great Mike Aman story in Scales. But what that family did to build, that was a big time. At first when they expanded it, and now I reflect when we tore it down, but and we still have the wonderful families plaque out there, and the Scales are just what they've done for this community. But it is a well-used area now. That's John and our staff planning that. That area we built now, where Scales was, it's huge for a lot of different events that we can have. So that turned out to be an incredible area for us.
All right, I want to get to an important question here, because this is something that a lot of people may not know, and I don't really know if I know. I want to get to the origin of Big Guy. Like, you're known as Big Guy. You call everybody Big Guy, but when did Big Guy become like your go-to, and then obviously it stuck with you as you're known as Big Guy? Like, when did it start?
1990. My great friend Gary Alford, who owned King Sandwich.
Yes, great person. Oh, man. And Pirate.
No doubt. And I just was down at King Sandwich one day, and I patted him on the back. I said, "Thank you, Big Guy." He took care of me. He bought me lunch. I wasn't really making a little bit. I was barely making it through.
Big Guy was just getting started, scratching out some coins there. Huh?
He bought me a turkey burger, and fries, and I just patted him on the back. I said, "Thank you, Big Guy." And he went, and it stuck. And so maybe a couple months later was my birthday on October 9th, and it said up that marquee always had people's birthday, and it goes, "Happy birthday, Matt Big Guy Maloney." And so my wife Lori goes, I told her about it. She goes, "That's incredible." I mean, what and I said, "Well, it's just the great people in Greenville." But that's kind of how it originated with Gary Alford.
So you started it with Gary Alford, and
correct?
Then Gary Alford made it famous on the marquee.
Yeah,
and then it kind of went from there. So had you been using the Big Guy phrase previous here? And where were you previous to East Carolina?
South Carolina.
Okay,
University of South Carolina. A little bit, but it just kind of one of those things that just hit, and I passed it. "Thank you, Big Guy."
Yeah,
and he went, and I went, "Man, it's a little." And so I started probably using it 1,000 times a day after that.
Yeah. How many times a day do you think you say Big Guy?
Well, very good question. So you think about, all right, football game day, let's say, or an athletic event, it definitely quadruples probably. So when you get there at, let's say the game's at whatever time, you get there 6 hours before, and then when your great friends and donors start coming in, and I know that's a great question. It's definitely quadrupled on game day.
Just always. I mean, and between you calling people big guy and then people seeing you and yelling, "Hey, there's big guy!" Like there's just a lot of big guys being used, and it's kind of just one of those just great pirate phrases that you've kind of cornered the market on.
Well, it turned out to be, but hey, that's just our family and friends, and it stuck, and it's been. Yeah, you're right. When you're out there in the parking lots, people go, "Hey, big guy, hey, big guy." Then I go, "Hey, big guy, how you doing?" So we've had fun with it.
Right. I think you always have fun with it. I always say you are one of the most positive pirate people I've ever met. I put Don Edwards in that category. But I think you have always been like a very positive person for this university and this fan base that, obviously we've gone through some not so positive times and had some not so positive things happen, but there's been a lot of great times and a lot of great fun, but you're always have been that consistency. And that's the one thing I always appreciate it. How have you always been able to be the positive pirate?
Well, when you're at a great place and around great people, they're your family and friends. So you always want to uplift people. No reason to be negative, and you just go. There's always a positive part of the day. So start the day on a positive and end the day on a positive. And so, gosh, they're your support base and they're your friends. So you just try to lift people up. And I've always, but they do that to me, my friends and you. I mean, it's such a wonderful place to be. So how can not you got to be positive.
Who have been some of your mentors that have helped you grow as a person and as your career?
Well, I definitely got to say Walter. Walter Williams was a tremendous, what an impact, he put on my life and my family's life, and so reflect definitely on Walter. I cannot thank, Dennis Young for, the opportunity to bring me over to the Pirate Club staff, and then Dave Hart and Jimmy Bass hiring me. I mean, gosh, Jonathan, that's a great question. So I really thank the staff that brought me in, and then you go from a donor perspective. There's so many, but I tell you, Walter was just incredible to me and helped me tremendously in my career.
I thought Walter Williams is probably one of the most impactful pirates of all time, of how he kind of set the standard of giving and being generous, but not only with financially, but his time too. He would be out there chopping pigs on Pigskin Pig Out weekend, and he would attend every game. How many hours did he spend going to ECU athletic events?
Jonathan, that's no question. He with Pigskin Pig Out, he'd be the first one ready to chop all. He'd chop all the barbecue work, then he'd clean up until the very end. I don't know how many. Probably worked 24 hours that day. But also too on our Pirate Club banquet circuit, he'd go to every one of those with us, and was just such a. When he got up, everybody they listened to Walter Williams, and just the impact he made. Probably on our donor base, but also too he stepped up every time and helped us.
Yeah, absolutely. I always thought that there should be a Walter Williams Day at some point, just for the amount of impact he had at East Carolina University. But I'll never forget when one of the new trademarks was opening up on Greenville Boulevard. Right when we were starting Pirate Radio, we stopped in and we were like looking around, and because we saw Walter's car and we were looking for him, and he was in the back of the store sweeping up. We were like, "What?" He's like, "Well, I got to get this store open." I was like, had a lot of stores at that point. I was like, "Don't you have people that can sweep?" But he was always just, hard worker and backed up what he said.
Great example. And I saw him one day, the same thing, cleaning up trash in the parking lot. But led by example, big guy. Led by example.
Absolutely. Want to play a little name game with you, and then I'm just going to throw out a name, and then you just tell me the first thing that comes to your mind. You don't have to give me a long story. You can give me a good story if you want to, but we'll go there. You've already mentioned a few of the people, but I'll say Dave Hart first.
Tremendous. One of the best ADs, and his leadership, unbelievable. He set the standard at East Carolina.
Ruffin McNeil.
Oh, big old hugs there. Big hug and tremendous impact.
Big hugs, big guy.
Big guy. There ain't no question about that.
What about Shane Carden?
Captain.
What about Steve Shankweiler?
Oh, it's Coach Shank. Legendary, 5-time, been here, 5 times probably?
That's what I was saying. You crossed paths with him. He was coming and going a lot in your tenure.
Yep. But, hey, what an impact he made.
Well, you mentioned Dennis Young.
Oh, gosh. I love him. Great friend, great mentor. Set set the bar in 1991 when we took over the Pirate Club. Look at the accomplishments. Without him, a tremendous leader, and again, set the standard for the Pirate Club.
What about Terry Holland?
Oh, legendary coach. Loved him. I thought he could work a room now, couldn't he?
Yes, yeah, he did. He worked a room, worked the tailgate lots as well.
No question about that.
What about Steve Logan?
Oh, intense, brought us to incredible victories, let's say. How about those victories that he brought us? Incredible.
Keith LeClaire.
Oh. Ultimate person, unbelievable person, legendary Omaha. Let's say, how about Omaha?
Silky O'Sullivan.
We made Silky some money, put it that way.
Did you have some fun in Memphis over the years, big guy?
We certainly did. I think Silky loved the Pirates.
Silky came here. He was kind of the first time that it came here and recruited the Pirate fans to come have some fun, which didn't take a lot of arm twisting, I don't think. Does it, big guy?
No, it didn't. I had lunch with Silky when he came to Greenville. Dennis goes, hey, you need to go out and lunch with this guy. So we hit it off, and he did a great job for us, though. We're putting on those socials.
Absolutely. What about Skip Holtz?
Incredible victories. Sheridan Hawaii Bowl. What a victory that was.
What are some of your best trips you've been on? Can anything top the Hawaii Bowl?
I mean, that's kind of hard to beat there, big guy.
Yeah. Is there any favorite cities that you went to multiple times that you just fell in love with?
You know what? Great question. So many in our there's no question we've had some good times in New Orleans when we played Tulane. So multiple times I've been in New Orleans. When you go down to Florida, no matter where you go in Florida, it would be Orlando or Tampa. I think we enjoy those times too.
Absolutely. Talking to big guy Matt Maloney. The next name I want to say is The Voice, but I don't want to get your reaction right now because he deserves a lot more than just a short answer. So we're going to take a time out, and when we come back, I know you and Jeff Charles were really, really close, and you've told me some stories over the years. The Voice told me some stories about you over the years. I mean, just two legendary people. So we're going to take a break, and when we come back, some untold maybe Jeff Charles, Matt Maloney stories when we come back with Pirate Radio Live right after this.
All right, there was part one of Ellerby's conversation with Matt Big Guy Maloney. We'll have part two on the other side of this break where they talk about the voice Jeff Charles. Don't go anywhere. More Pirate Radio Live after this.
Spring is a great time to plant flowers, trees, and bushes. When planning your landscape, please keep in mind that you should never plant anything within 3 feet of a gas, electric, or water meter. The same thing applies if you have an electric transformer in your yard, except keep plants 8 feet clear of the front in case crews need access during a storm or an outage. Always remember to call 811 at least 3 business days before you dig to avoid underground lines. This important safety message is from your neighbors at Greenville Utilities.
Attention pirates and runners, be sure to join the fun Saturday, March 28th for the Pirate 10-miler, 4-miler, or Double Down Challenge. The road race starts and finishes at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium and runs through the best of Greenville. Get in on all the action and reserve your spot at the starting line today. Sign up now at pirate10miler.com. Use the code Pirate Radio to save 15% off your race registration. That's pirate10miler.com, special code Pirate Radio. See you there, March 28th.
Do you want to get rid of wrinkles? How about tighten or lift your skin? Want a smoother skin texture or get rid of brown spots? Combining personalized treatments, expert training, and a deep passion for skin health, Beauty Bar MediSpa is dedicated to enhancing your skin and boosting your confidence from the inside out. Contact the licensed professionals for a free consultation and ask about their newest technologies and treatments. Beauty Bar MediSpa on Red Banks Road in Greenville. Enjoy your visit. Love your transformation.
Looking for your new favorite hangout spot? Come on down to the Doghouse Tavern, Aiden's veteran-owned crown jewel on 2nd Street. From open mic Mondays to music bingo Thursdays, there's always something happening. Enjoy daily drink specials, one of the best bar menus around, and live music that'll keep you coming back for more. Grab your friends, kick back, and support local at the Doghouse Tavern. Check us out on Facebook to see what's on tap this week. The Doghouse Tavern, where good times and great vibes live.
The 9th annual NC Pirate Classic is back. Coming Saturday, April 4th. Presented by Whitetail Properties Real Estate. Youth hunters from all over the state are headed east, and the top scoring birds will win great prizes. Weigh-in will be held at Davenport Farms on Highway 264 in Greenville. Brought to you by Sam Jones Barbecue, the Dixie Deer Classic, Grady White Boats, Greenville Marine and Outdoor Shop, Mountain Dew, Country Mart, Moultrie Cameras, Carolina Ice, Simply Natural Creamery, Fox Brothers Construction, BAM Pest Control, Doug Henry of Farmville, American Threads, Corey Kennedy State Farm, and the Robinson Law Firm. Registration is now open for all youth turkey hunters at ncpirateclassic.com. We'll see you there.
It's time to shack things up at Burrito Shack. Whether you're craving bold burritos, tasty tacos, or crispy nachos, they got the flavor you're looking for. Made from scratch, chef-inspired, fresh Mex cuisine, served up with a side of laid-back beach vibes. Fast, fresh, and totally delicious, Burrito Shack is where flavor meets the coast. Located in the Lowe's Food Shopping Center in Winterville. Quick, crafted, coastal. Burrito Shack.
Have you ever seen those exotic aquariums like the guys do in Las Vegas on television? You ever thought about having one of these aquariums in your business? It's more affordable than you think. This is Hal Pruitt with rentafishtank.com. We can make having an aquarium in your business turnkey with no work, cleaning, or hassles for you. Rentafishtank.com creates a relaxing atmosphere and keeps children occupied. Rentafishtank.com already services many dental, pediatric, and doctor offices, plus hospitals and senior living centers. Check us out at rentafishtank.com.
This is the Nature Boy Ric Flair, and I'm listening to the wheeling, dealing, the limousine riding, jet flying son of a gun, Pirate Radio. Woo! Yeah!
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by Carolina Eagle Distributing, celebrating 150 years of Budweiser all year long. This Bud's for you from Carolina Eagle, serving the Pirate Nation since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Tiebreakers is open every day at 11 a.m. and is the best place to watch your favorite sports while enjoying the best wings in town, along with sandwiches, appetizers, cold beer, and more. Follow Tiebreakers on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates. Tiebreakers with two locations in Greenville at Bells Fork and on Greenville Boulevard, and of course on Railroad Street in Winterville. Now let's head back into PRL. Here is your host, Jabot.
All right. Thank you, Shirley. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Mackay. Zach out at ECU football practice, getting us some videos and whatnot. Let's get back to it. Ellerby, Matt, Big Guy Maloney. Here's part 2 of their conversation.
All right, welcome back in. Another segment here with the legendary Big Guy, Matt Maloney. And Big Guy, when we coming back here, I mentioned the word, the voice. And I'll go ahead. I will say, we were playing the name game. So I'll just say the voice. You tell me the first thing that comes to your mind, and then I want to dive into some more.
Painted purple.
Legendary words right there. That I mean, hearing those words was just always such a feel-good moment. And whether you heard them live on the radio after the game, or like I always just running the highlights here on a Monday was you just knew the week was going to be off to a good start.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Paint It Purple. That's kind of Paint It Purple and Big Guy are kind of like some just the legendary name games right there. So, tell me about the first time you met Jeff Charles and your initial impression.
Met him on my interview when I came here, and it's one of those guys you just bond to. And I probably ran into him in the weight room when he's throwing up about 350 pounds on the bench press. So I walked in the old weight room, and he and I think Jeff Barber at the time were working out, and I had the opportunity to say hello. And yeah, he was on the bench press throwing up about 350 pounds.
The one thing y'all did have in common, y'all both care about your health and exercise. Maybe a little bit different. You're maybe more of a runner, swimmer. He was more of a weightlifting guy in a way. But Jeff, the voice liked to run. Did you ever run with the voice?
Absolutely. We go Friday afternoons during the summertime. We go to Little Washington, and we had our run route there. And he and I would go and get our run in. And it was just great time together.
The one thing I think you also guys had in common, you guys were the ultimate professionals. I think you guys were two people that were you could always count on, and you knew no matter what, they were not going to embarrass the university. They were going to raise the standard of the university. I just always, Jeff worked so hard behind the scenes of studying for games, getting names right, and working hard. What were some of the things that you saw Jeff as the professional, as the voice of the Pirates, when you reflect back on him?
You just said it right there. I know the preparation for the games. In his old office, he'd have these note cards and have John's Nellaby, and he'd have your stat, where you're from. He had your mom and dad. Every single player on the opposing team, he knew. And his prep for the game was incredible, and so that was as he was a true pro at what he did. He was prepared for every game. He just didn't walk there and do the ball game. He prepped for every game he did.
How did you guys cross over from being co-workers to being friends?
Again, the first time I met him, what a great guy, and he and I, we had a lot in common too. Then we started working out together, and we just shared a lot of the same, certain things we like, from wrestling to whatever. We shared a lot of things together we had in common, and just a friend, man. It's one of those people you just bond with. It was a blessing.
So one of the things with the voice is when you're in the industry long enough, you know everybody, and Jeff knew everything, and he also had a great pulse of what was going on in East Carolina athletics, of like, when the vibe was good or when the vibe was bad, maybe when a storm was coming or when a storm was getting ready to clear. I always, Jeff was always very, very truthful, and just seemed to have a good pulse on the situation.
Well, he did, and he studied everything, and he knew he just knew the Pirates, and he knew the time. Again, when it doesn't matter if the time was bad, time was good. He was a true pro, and he still made you feel good no matter if you were watching the ball game or not. He made you tune in. He goes, well, I wish we could brought you better news, but next time we will.
Yeah.
Certain things like that. He would always kind of, one of his phrases.
The constant professional. So obviously you guys had the work relationship, but you mentioned like the working out and then wrestling. What were some of the? Because there's a great wrestling story we're going to get to in a segment, but what were how did that uncover that you guys were wrestling buddies or shared other common interests?
Well, I guess we would always, Britt Leff's house would always get a pay-per-view at his house. And so he goes, y'all come over. So the voice and I would go to Britt's house and watch, I guess back in the pay-per-view days, right? With the Great American Bash, whatever it is, or the special wrestling event. So we always did that together. And then, we really developed a bond too, which we brought him on the road a lot for Pirate Club events too. So he would be, the wonderful MC we would have at our Pirate Club events. And I got another great story on that one if you want me to.
Go ahead, fire away with that.
All right. We're in Wilmington, North Carolina at a Pirate Club kickoff event at Keith Beatty's house, right on the intercoastal water. And beautiful setting, getting a little dusk, getting a little dark there. And the voice went in to take care of business before he spoke. So I'm getting, talking to the crowd, and I said, well, I'm going to introduce the strongest voice in America. And all of a sudden, the door comes crashing down on the screened-in porch. Some lady has to move out of the way, and the voice knocks the door down. He couldn't see it was his dust. And I just have him say, here's the strongest voice in America. Then the door comes knocking down. He goes, by the way, Keith, the check's in the mail to, take care of your door,
He's like Stone Cold Steve Austin.
It was unbelievable big. He knocked the door right off the hinges.
That is legendary. Your wrestling love for wrestling, and a lot of people may remember when Jeff was doing the morning drive here, and he always had wrestling stories and all this. But then Jeff slowly started. He was going to retire up in Michigan, and spend half the time up there, and then do the football and basketball games up there. But he fell into and became like his own wrestling promoter.
Turnbuckle Promotions. And you were able to go be a part of an event that Jeff, he was the Vince McMahon of his own Turnbuckle Promotions. So he put on an event. Is that correct? 100% correct. Absolutely.
So tell us. So He called you up to come for a visit and come to the wrestling event?
Well, Lori and I went up to Sheboygan. He was putting on the event. So, and Debbie was running the hospitality room. She was out there helping him, and he was selling sponsorships all around the area and honoring the wonderful people of Sheboygan, too. So he put on this event at this ice hockey rink. And I said, Lori, let's go up there and let's go to Sheboygan and enjoy, that part of Michigan, which was absolutely beautiful. And so, of course, he's in his jacket. He's doing his big time in. He's introducing the people, and he's, thanking the people in the community. And then the matches start going on. So, classic big guy. So he is, taking care of business. Then all of a sudden, the voice goes underneath this curtain, and the referee goes down, and the crowd.
So there's a wrestling match. He's already introduced the wrestlers, and then the ref gets knocked out?
Yeah, this is the main event now. He's been doing all the MCing and thanking everybody through this. So this is the main event.
Right.
For the world championship.
And we're in an ice hockey rink.
In an ice hockey rink.
Right.
In Sheboygan. And so there's this curtain. So he goes behind the curtain. And again, the referee goes down. And the crowd's going crazy. The bad guys are cheating. And all of a sudden, man, he comes out, and he's in his cut-off shirt there, and he slides underneath the bottom ring rope. Perfect slide. And he gets up there, and the bad guy gets distracted. The good guy jumps on top of the bad guy for the pin. The voice goes to 1, 2, 3. And the voice calls him out. And so he was the referee, and the crowd is going crazy. The bad guys are like, come on, voice. And he was like, yeah, can you come in? I'm going to come, we'll do a little battle in here. And he's up there getting all pumped up. But classic slide, does a 1, 2, 3, match over, good guys win. Bad guys are saying that doesn't count. They're saying a few words we can't say on Pirate Radio now.
I got you.
It's classic.
So
he was so happy when it was just.
Did the voice tip you off that?
Yeah.
Okay. So he told you, say, watch the end or whatever. Yeah. So still to do that athletic slide under the rope, right?
Well, and the charge into the ring.
Right.
So he goes charge into the ring. The crowd kind of sees him, starts going crazy, but that slide was just perfect. That's kind of like a Tommy Young type move. Remember the famous Tommy Young referee?
Yeah.
It was classic.
When you reflect back on the voice, what other memories come to mind that you can think of?
Well, always there as a friend. We always shared everything together, and I just a tremendous person that made an impact on the lives of so many. A legendary Hall of Fame Pirate.
I know where Jeff Charles was, and one of the most famous things, Paint It Purple was used tons of times, which is awesome, but Paint These Peaches Purple, that was a young Matt Maloney just getting started. Where were you during that, when Jeff was saying that in the booth, where was Big Guy during that moment, and what were you doing during that time?
Well, in the stands, just going, oh my gosh, what is, the legend, and we were like, we believe. And then it happened, the wide right. Remember when we missed he goes, they're going for the tie. Another one, the Wolfpack are going for the tie, and then he missed it. And so I got with the voice right after that. I know we always talked after every game, and I just couldn't wait to hear you paint these peaches purple.
Yeah. One of the other things I always remember about the voice was him getting well enough. I don't know if he probably should have gone, but when he went and called the CIT championship after he had just kind of was still fighting the cancer, did you go on that trip, or do you remember talking to him after the fact when he had that famous call with Akeem Richmond hitting the 3-pointer?
Unbelievable. Well, and Debbie went with him, because Debbie was a nurse, and and so she flew on that charter, and that's just him. He sucked it up. You wouldn't know he had gone through anything the way he called that ball game. And he and Cy were tremendous together. I'll never forget that. And that was when Akeem, he called it beautifully. I mean, there's no other person that could describe that, better than the voice. And you wouldn't even know he was sick, but he sucked it up and did it.
What do you love most about a game day?
Being with our donors and our just wonderful fan base. That lifts me up. And then also, watching our student athletes out there, and then the prep that. Say if you go to football game day, just look what Blake has, done to get these guys ready to play. And I know how much effort it takes for them to get ready to play. And then you see our tremendous operations staff, the entire athletic family, our team, the hours they work to put on a game, incredible. So it's overall, it's everything, Jonathan. That's a really good question because it's a total team effort. But then I do love being around our friends and donors. There's no question about that.
So what's a football game day? Like what time does Big Guy get started? How many hours before kickoff?
Well, we get there about 6 hours.
Okay. And then you're kind of working the donor lots for 6 hours, or
Well, our donors like to tailgate, so they do get there 6 hours before. We kind of have, Ryan, we all kind of have some prep meetings and everything too. And then a lot of times people say, hey, I forgot my parking pass. I need to reprint. Yeah, exactly right. So you're getting those texts and phone calls. So I'm down bothering our ticket office saying, hey, we need to, reprint this. They need some, reprint their tickets or reprint the parking passes. Let's have it ready for them. And so we're all over the place. And but hey, that's what we're there. We're there for take care of our donors that day, and our staff responds tremendously to that.
Provides us some perspective because we have you dealt with donors that have been around for decades, a long time. And then obviously there's a new wave, hopefully, of donors that are coming in. And college athletics has changed a lot because you hear probably the older donors, oh, it's not what it used to be. And then now you hear the new donors, that are hopefully trying to adapt to the new. How do you provide perspective and balance of college, the world of college athletics as we sit here today?
Well, Jonathan, that's a great question. But when you have the opportunity, here, our donors respond no matter what. Every single campaign, you see all the buildings we built. Every time we had a capital campaign or endowment, we need to raise money for endowment, of course, the annual fund, always came through for us. So now with the revenue share, Purple and Gold Society and Athletic Excellence Fund, they step up. They listen, and they know the importance of that now. So all they want to do is take care of our student athletes and make East Carolina the best it can be, and they always do that. So they're the ones that adjusted to it. It's different, but that's the way college athletics is these days. But that's a Pirate. A Pirate always responds and always helps us get to where we need to go.
People ask, what's Big Guy up to today? Like, I mean, if you're officially retired, like what's a day in the life of Big Guy retirement life?
This morning, took my time, got up, and had a cup of coffee, maybe another one, and then got my swim in, and did a little extra. If I want to do a little extra yards, I get do a little extra yardage, and and now got a great opportunity to be with you today, and so it goes pretty quick though, Big Guy. And I still have such my friendships with people, and I had last night. Dick Tobin and his Pirate crew. Dick was a Hall of Fame diver for us. They took me out, Lori and I, out to dinner last night, and I was just so thankful for that. So people are still, Pirates are still reaching out and calling me and asking me how I'm doing, and I said I'm doing great.
You got it. What are your plans for the spring and summer? Are you going to do some traveling, some things that you want to check off your bucket list now that you don't have to report to the Ward Building every day?
Lori works at Cypress Glen in Life in Richmond, so she's working full time. So I've taken care of teaching Howard, our two wonderful pups there. I got to take care of them a little bit more. But you know what? Probably I do go down to Litchfield Beach. We have a family place down in Litchfield Beach, South Carolina, and so I had the opportunity to go down there for a week. I went, God, that's pretty nice.
Yeah.
And but we're gonna have some trips coming up. Yeah. So
all right, Big Guy explores the world. It's the Where's Waldo? Where's Big Guy? coming to a airport near you. Well, Big Guy, we appreciate everything you've done here as a friend of Pirate Radio, a friend to me, and I mentioned it earlier. I mean, the legacy you've left for East Carolina athletics is tremendous, and I know the love that everybody has for you is powerful, and that's not to be said or taken lightly because not everybody has that. And my hat's off to you, and thank you for everything you've done.
Big Guy, I love you all too, and thank you. Enjoyed it today. Appreciate you having me on.
A lot of fun. Appreciate Big Guy Matt Maloney being here. I will say it, a future ECU Hall of Famer. You should be in the Hall of Fame, Big Guy. You're a great guy, along with getting that Walter Williams Day one day soon. So Big Guy Matt Maloney on Pirate Radio Live. What a special treat.
That was Ellerby and Matt Big Guy Maloney. Great conversation there. If you missed a little bit of it, it's up on our YouTube, Pirate Radio TV. You can catch it in its entirety right there. And, great conversation. Always good to see the big guy. Let's get in a break. On the other side, we'll update you on Tiger Woods DUI. In the daytime, too, is crazy. I mean, the only way you're going to get a DUI in the daytime is if you do what Tiger did, and that is roll your car. But thankfully uninjured. So we'll talk about that and much more on the other side of this break. Don't go anywhere. More Pirate Radio Live next.
Doug Henry of Greenville is your premier used car dealership with over 300 vehicles to choose from and brand new inventory arriving daily to take care of all your needs. Doug Henry offers the best selection of used cars around, and it's easy to find right on the corner of Greenwood Boulevard and Memorial Drive. You can also find them at DougHenryofGreenville.com. Right on the corner and always right on the price. Doug Henry of Greenville.
Washington's favorite place to eat and where all the locals go is Down on Main Street. Down on Main Street's new weekly lunch specials are here and only for $8.99. Stop by Monday through Friday and enjoy chicken and pastry, spaghetti, meatloaf, hamburger, steak, and everyone's favorite fried shrimp plate. After work, Down on Main Street is the perfect spot for dinner and drinks with friends. Down on Main Street in historic downtown Washington. Go Pirates!
After 89 years serving the furniture needs of Greenville, Bostic Sugg Furniture is closing their doors forever. Now, all current inventory must and will be sold down to the bare walls in a massive store closing liquidation. Get to Bostic Sugg today and find a huge selection of living room furniture, dining sets, bedrooms, and mattresses all slashed in price. Nothing's held back. Hurry, it's first come, first save during the massive store closing liquidation on now at Bostic Sugg Furniture, 2115 East Fire Tower Road in Greenville. See store for details.
It doesn't matter if you're running drills at the park, playing pickup on a Saturday, or sinking the final putt. When you compete with your friends with Michelob Ultra on the line, competition isn't that friendly. The trash talk, next level, and the stakes, oh, those are crystal clear. With only 95 calories and superior smooth taste, it's the ultimate trophy. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025, Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
In Beaufort County, success is built together. The Washington Beaufort County Chamber of Commerce connects leaders, supports local businesses, and helps our community thrive. From networking to community events, the Chamber is building a stronger Beaufort County every day. Get involved, grow your network, and help shape the future of beautiful Washington.
For more information on the Washington Beaufort County Chamber of Commerce, including future events and membership, visit WBCChamber.com.
When it comes to building or remodeling your home, every detail matters. Hi, this is Kathy Herring with KDL Construction, and we believe great design begins with careful planning and ends with flawless execution. With open communication and a true partnership mindset, we guide you through every step, turning your vision into reality. Our goal, to deliver more than a building project. We create an experience that is seamless, stress-free, and inspiring. Visit KDLConstructionLLC.com to start your transformation today. KDL Construction, your vision, our craft.
Here at the Holistic Company, we know that life throws you its fair share of curveballs. Like passing that drug test? Congrats. Now you can finally relax, kick back, and well, light one up. You've earned it. With weekly events like trivia, karaoke, comedy, open mic, movie night, and of course, all your favorites. Flour, merch, carts, edibles, and wellness products. Whatever you need to legally take the edge off, we've got your vibe covered. Order online at theholisticco.com or visit us at 5th and Evans in Greenville or at one of our other 2 locations in Fremont or Smithfield. The Holistic Company.
If you're looking for a delicious home-cooked country breakfast or lunch, look no further than CD's Grill. CD's Grill in Winterville has the best country cooking around. Start your day with CD's mouth-watering homemade cheese biscuits, eggs cooked to order, and pancakes so big and fluffy there's no way you leave hungry. Open Monday through Friday from 5:30 a.m. until 2 p.m. and Saturday from 5:30 to 11 a.m. CD's has lunch specials and an all-you-can-eat salad bar. Stop by, say hey to owner Jason Brown and the CD's crew. CD's Grill, 111 West Fire Tower Road in Winterville. CD's Grill, the best country cooking around.
This is Brian Bailey, host of The Brian Bailey Show, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by Carolina Eagle Distributing, celebrating 150 years of Budweiser all year long. This Bud's for you from Carolina Eagle, serving the Pirate Nation since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Where do you find the best selection of pre-owned vehicles in Eastern North Carolina? DriveHereNow.com. DriveHereNow.com is fully stocked with an excellent selection of SUVs, cars, and trucks. Whether you're looking to upgrade or to get a vehicle for a new driver, get shopping today at DriveHereNow.com. DriveHereNow.com, supporting the Pirates for over 48 years. And as we head back into the show, J-Bone, I was just looking on Twitter, and the Miami Marlins have released their lineup for today's game.
Nice.
And Connor Norby, as expected, is on the opening day roster. We talked about that earlier in the show. However, this is interesting. He's going to make his first ever career start at first base.
Oh, okay.
So that's going to be interesting to see how Connor plays that route. I knew earlier this week he was taking some infield at first base.
Yeah.
I did not expect them to make that announcement.
Yeah, always good to have some flexibility when it comes to position players. Let's check in with our chat gang who have been active through the Tiger situation and also the Big Guy interview. Kenny Curling says, Big Guy, a Pirate legend. Jeff Charles was a class act, an amazing human being. Never got the chance to work with him, but I hear all the great stories, all the fun times. Let's get into the Tiger Woods stuff. Jamie says, what's with Tiger Woods and car wrecks? This guy needs to stay out of vehicles. Tiger Woods, another DUI. Jerry says, you think Tiger would have learned his lesson? Tiger should have played the senior tour event this week to prep for the Masters. Jamie, laughing emoji. This guy can afford a driver, but he loves to drive crazy himself. What a waste. Another child star gone amok. Yes, the River Phoenix of golf, Tiger Woods. Not that. If we see Tiger outside the Viper room, then we should get concerned. Jamie says, I just want to know what he was drinking. He wasn't drinking.
Superstitious beers. Superstitious beers.
I saw on Twitter he was not drinking. Alcohol was not involved. He passed the breathalyzer, but he denied the urine test, which is why they arrested him for suspicion of DUI. I think his last wreck, that was very bad, he was also arrested for DUI because of prescription pain medication. Tiger has had a lot of surgeries, and you think he'd have it down by this point. Just a lot of reps driving on the pain medication. But that's probably what it is. Just speculating. Kenny said, I said it's crazy to get DUI in the daytime. Kenny says, J-Bone, don't knock day drinking. It's really nice for us older folks. Trust me, I very much enjoy day drinking. I will be indulging tomorrow. He also says, just please don't drive. Call a friggin' Uber or anyone.
Kenny, calm down.
If I'm day drinking, I'm at the house. So no need to get behind the wheel. Also, just to push back on Kenny saying call anyone, all my friends are also drunk. So can't really call anybody. And Ubers aren't very prevalent in Zebulon. So it's tough sledding. Got to drink at the house. Jamie says, got those oxys. Yes, oxys. But yeah, unfortunate. Obviously, roll a car. But the guy's got money. He'll be all right.
It's a business opportunity that I think of in terms of what you just mentioned. Not a lot of, Uber drivers.
I'm not giving up
Zebulon.
my drinking time to drive Uber.
I didn't say you were. Okay. I'm just saying
you
might know someone who might want to delve into that realm. Start a business.
Yeah, I don't know. There are like car services in these small towns, but they cost a fortune, and they're mainly just to be like, hey, we'll take you to the airport because RDU's a bit of a trek from there. Tiger can afford it, but he's used to being on these pain pills. He's probably got a tolerance. He probably doesn't feel it. It's like drinking. As you build up your tolerance, you're thinking, 4, I can drive off of 4. But
that's true.
It seems like it's to the point now. Well, I guess it's always been the point. They haven't changed the legal limit, but just one, you could get a DUI, which is crazy. Can you have a few lunch beers?
Well,
Not that I do that during the week. I got to make that clear. I say things, and then I'm like, that could be taken a certain way.
Yeah, you can be taken out of context. But, I just feel like if you are, first of all, this is becoming a pattern with him. This is not the first wreck he's been in. We just discussed the one that he had 5 years ago, where he seriously injured himself, had to have some screws and pins put in his ankle and in his foot. I mean, and that's going to require a lot of surgery. That's a lot of pain. At some point, those that are in his circle, at some point, somebody has got to step up and say, hey, you're taking all this medication. Maybe you should really think about possibly not driving anymore, or at least having someone drive you, because this is the third incident the first time when all that information about his infidelity came out. Why? Because he wrecked his car.
Well, that's because, the lady was chasing him down with a driver. He's trying to protect his Cadillac from this crazy woman. And also,
so he takes his Cadillac out and just decides he's going to run it up a fire hydrant?
He's trying to be like, is she gone?
No, but do you see what I'm saying?
Also, he was about to lose sponsors because he got some strange,
yeah.
There's worse crap on the local news, and he's losing his sponsors?
Well, he's held to a different standard, obviously.
This was also 20 years ago.
Well, yeah, but my point is that that's how that started. Then he has another wreck 5 years ago, and he battles his way back through all of those injuries to try to get back into competitive shape. And he's a step away from doing that right now. And then what does he do? This. It just seems like he self-sabotages quite a bit.
Yeah. Look, everybody needs help. Tiger, if you need help, no way he's listening. There's 11
Well,
people
he's in
watching.
jail for the next 8 hours.
That's crazy. He's not going to be there for that long.
Actually, it is policy in Martin County, which is where he is being held in Florida. Is it Martin County? Yes, the Martin County Sheriff's Office, which is part of Jupiter Island, which is where he lives.
Yeah.
It is mandatory. Anyone who is arrested for suspicion of DUI, mandatory 8 hours in the cell.
8 hours?
Yeah.
It's like a shift.
Yeah. You got to go to work?
Jamie says he's going down the Dana Plateau path. Shirley probably is the only person who gets Plato.
Yeah. Dana Plato. She played, she was in Different Strokes, I believe. I want to say it's either Different. Yeah, I want to say she was the sister in Different Strokes, but she had a years long battle with drugs and alcohol, and unfortunately, it ended up taking her life. But yeah, it does look like he's heading down that path.
Yeah. Kenny says time to move, J-Bone. No.
Nope.
Obviously, he's got a problem. Yeah, I'm just speculating. You don't want to talk in definitives. And Jamie says he probably bought them their jail. Yeah, he probably has his own wing. Let's take a break.
He's got to sell like Al Pacino.
Well, what a way to start the weekend.
Al Pacino. Al Capone.
Al Pacino's cool too. Yeah, let's take a break, come back, wrap it up. Been a great week. Been a great 2 days hosting. Appreciate everybody tuning in. We got a lot of great things going on. We appreciate you making us a part of it. We'll be right back to wrap up the week here on Pirate Radio Live.
Need to sell your house fast without fixing or even cleaning it? Call the Turner Home Team.
Hey, this is proud ECU alumni Justin Turner with the Turner Home Team. We buy houses as is in any condition for cash, and we can close in just days. As a real estate investor and licensed agent, my team and I can give you options when you need to sell. Sell fast or sell for top dollar. You choose what's best.
Call Turner Home Team or visit theturnerhometeam.com. They'll make a no-obligation cash offer for your home today.
Turner Home Team. Pirates supporting pirates.
Looking for a night out that's a little different? At Encino Mexican Steakhouse, bold Mexican flavors meet premium steakhouse tradition. Sink your knife into perfectly cooked, hand-cut steaks. Savor rich, authentic dishes inspired by Mexican culinary heritage and pair it all with a handcrafted cocktail. Encino Mexican Steakhouse, where Mexican flavor meets steakhouse perfection. On Memorial Drive in Greenville or online at encinorestaurant.com.
The NU in New Blue stands for Next Up, and with their Next Up mentality, they are staying hungry to go the extra mile just for you, humbly learning through continuous training and a commitment to remain focused on working smart to deliver a new level of service excellence. Next Up means doing the small things right because your home deserves it. Whether it's plumbing, electrical, or HVAC issues, New Blue is next up and ready to help. Visit callnublue.com or call 252-228-5855. New Blue Service Group, redefining service excellence. Go Pirates!
Looking for friendly service and hometown convenience? Make it Country Mart in Pitt County. With 2 great locations already serving our community, Country Mart is your one-stop shop for fresh hot food, cold drinks, snacks, fuel, and everyday essentials, all with the fast, friendly service you can count on. And we're growing. A brand new location is coming soon on Highway 11 right across from Aiken Crifton High School. From breakfast biscuits to afternoon pick-me-ups and the best fuel prices in town, Country Mart keeps Pitt County moving. Country Mart, local, convenient, and always friendly.
Jeff Stein here at Brownwood Buick GMC. Pirate Nation, get ready. It's baseball season. You got hot dogs, apple pies, and GMCs. That's right, GMC 1500s. You got 0% or 20% off. $11,549 off when you have a trade-in, and we have over 50 to choose from. We have 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 rooftops, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer. Only at Brown & Wood, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
Hi, I'm sure you heard the bells and whistles next door. We're just securing your neighbor's house with the smart home features like cameras and security.
I'm sorry, who are you?
Oh, hi, yes, I'm Mike with SCI Technologies. You know, Eastern North Carolina's premier security provider. We do fire alarm, audio, video, and security.
Oh, how can you help me?
Give us a call, 252-321-7006 for a complimentary quote, or you can email us at info@sciteks.com.
Pirate fans, there's nothing like a home game at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium, and it takes all of Pirate Nation to make it so special. Season tickets are on sale now, starting for as low as $75 a ticket. Payment plans and other season ticket benefits are available to those who lock in their tickets early. For more information or to purchase your tickets, head to ECUPirates.com or call the ECU Athletics Ticket Office at 1-800-DIAL-ECU.
Chico's in downtown Greenville is celebrating 43 years of business all month long in March with a special anniversary menu. Grab your amigos and enjoy blasts from the past menu favorites like Cancun oysters, chili dog, costillas, and chili rellenos. The celebration doesn't stop with your favorite Mexican food. Drop in for one of those famous Chico's margaritas in the bar or outside on the patio. Hurry in, the celebration menu ends March 31st. Chico's, where the fiesta never ends.
This is Coach Ruffin McNeil, and when you tune into Pirate Radio, I can't guarantee what's going to happen, so listen at your own risk, please.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by Carolina Eagle Distributing, celebrating 150 years of Budweiser all year long. This Bud's for you from Carolina Eagle, serving the Pirate Nation since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. It was another tough day for the stock market. The Dow was down 793 points and finished the week at 45,166. The NASDAQ was down 459 points at 20,948. The S&P dropped 108 points and closed out the week at 6,368. That is your Wells Fargo Advisors Stock Market Report. For a personal look into investing, call Wells Fargo Advisors today at 756-6900 in Greenville. Wells Fargo Advisors, LLC, member SIPC. Now back to the show. Here's J-Bone.
All right. Thank you, Shirley. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Makai. Thanks to Zach for all his help. He's out at football practice right now. We'll have some stuff out on social media. No interviews today. We'll talk to Blake Carroll on Monday. And then the coordinators, Monday after that. Waiting a long time to talk to these coordinators. But either way, we'll have some stuff out Monday. We'll have some stuff out later today from Zach out at practice. We have a lineup. ECU versus UTSA. Obviously, Ethan Norby starting pitcher tonight. Interesting to see what we'll get tomorrow and Saturday. Tomorrow and Sunday. Love of God. I'm ready to go home. It's been a long day. Been a long week. But, yeah. we'll see. I'm assuming Ryan Towers and Brendan Tolick on the mound tomorrow and Sunday, and we'll probably see Sean Jenkins tonight. We'll probably see Sean Jenkins littered throughout the weekend. But we'll go through the batting order. Number 1, obviously left field, Braden Burris. Jack Herring still DH. He's second in the lineup. Grady Linehan, center field, third in the lineup. Austin Irby moves up, first baseman. He is fourth. Fifth, third baseman Colby Wallace moving up as well. Sixth, right fielder Davin Whitaker, been going pretty well for him as of late, making a lot of great contact, a lot of quality at bats. Walker Barron, who's also having a sneaky good first couple, we're 26 games in. Start to the season. Carlos Jacome, 8th in the lineup, second base, and Nick Parham still starting at shortstop, bottom of the lineup. Not sure what's going on with Matt Lashley. He came in for a little bit on Sunday, but he was sick Friday, so they didn't play him. I'm guessing this is a move defensively. Nick Parham has played very well at the shortstop position. Matt Lashley gives you a better chance at bat, but I think you got 8 quality guys ahead of Nick Parham, and Nick Parham can make some contact. It's just hit or miss, a lot of misses, but when he does have a good game in the box, it's pretty good. But yeah, interesting to see what we get tonight. Let's see if there's a line. I haven't checked to see if there's anything on DraftKings for this game. Got Sweet 16 tonight. I really like St. John's. I got St. John's and Purdue in my final. Purdue winning it all. Let's see. ECU, UTSA. We are obviously plus 1.5, but that plus 1.5 is minus 195. Moneyline is even. Both teams minus 115. Over under 9.5. I think if that over hits, it's because we hit a lot of runs. I think Ethan Norby, Joe Webb, Sean Jenkins, whatever mix of pitchers we see tonight, I think they'll be able to shut UTSA down. I would look to really take those overs tomorrow and Sunday as the weekend gets rolling in. All that. Luke Murray, Bill Murray's son, the new coach, I believe, of Boston College. That's insane. But yeah, good week, good last 2 days. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Like I said earlier, I know you got a lot of great things going on in your life. Very busy, and we always appreciate you making us a part of it every afternoon, 3 to 6. We'll be back Monday. New comments from Blake Harrell post-practice on Monday, and a lot more great things coming up on Pirate Radio Live Monday. Mac McCarthy, we'll talk to him, and much more. You're not going to want to miss it. We'll see you then. Jeff Charles, take us home.
Have a great night, Eastern Carolina.
Thanks for listening to Pirate Radio Live, an exclusive presentation of the voice of the Pirate Nation.